Ghost popcorn.
Ooh, ecto buttered.
Undead nachos.
Brain cheese.
A witch's brew of root beer.
Ooh, right fear.
Welcome to Ready to Shriek the podcast. I'm your host.
The Bloodcast.
The Bloodcast. It's better. I'm your host, Rancid Ryan. Who else is here?
Ooh, I'm a ghost. You ran me over last week. Chat.
The hit episode, Rosa gets hit by a car.
It's gonna happen.
And of course, you have me, Creeper Seep. Now, Ryan, Rosa, Seep, we're the three regular hosts. But who is our special guest on today's Bloodcast?
Regular Jasmine.
Oh, hi, regular Jasmine.
Yeah, you're the main character of the Halloween special, so you're normal.
Oh yeah, we chase you around and scare you and stuff. So get ready.
Yeah, we're gonna walk through the Scooby-Doo doors,
Oh yeah, that'd be such a tasteful homage. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Like if we ran through the Scooby-Doo doors.
Oh, and then a wacky character came out of the door who wasn't part of the chase originally, but he's coming out of the door now.
Oh my god, like a crazy cameo.
Yeah.
They should someone should do one of those where it's like not wacky at all. It's like in real time. They're just like running into rooms and there's no music. that would be really cool.
Well, it's a Halloween episode, so we're gonna have some scary topics tonight. Actually, not really.
So scary.
Not really.
Well, not really. I barely have topics on my mind right now as is. I'm just I'm here for the ride.
That's the best way to come into the show.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
We're a fun show. We have fun. We like to play along.
We like to play with toys.
We like to play with our
I
toys
love
on the floor.
playing with toys.
Alright, I love sitting on the floor with my belly, holding my Superman toy, my Batman toy, making them fight on each other on the floor.
Jasmine, whenever we have a special guest on, we like to ask, what makes them worth being on our show.
No, I do want it like that.
For anyone who's not familiar with you, what is your worth to this world, to this online sphere?
I draw a C-list webcomic.
Really?
It's
What's
called
it called?
Grove. And yeah.
Goober Grove. What's it about?
It's just about three goobers who live their lives and they do funny things sometimes. It's hard for me to describe it. You just kind of
You experience it, I think. It's something that you really need to be there for it. It's like
you need to accept Roscoe into your heart, or maybe not. You don't
He
have
was the one
to.
that ran me over.
I also am
go
one
ahead.
of the hosts of a podcast about SpongeBob. We don't upload super often, but it exists. It's called The Krusty Cast.
Oh,
But
I love
that. I checked. You guys were at episode 23. That is still 23 times more than the average podcast makes it to. So you're doing pretty good.
That's true. That's true.
You know how many guys have started podcasts? We should they're sitting with their pals guys.
We are so funny when we're hanging out together, eating pizza, and we're on the couch watching NFL and riffing on it. We are actually really funny. We should start a podcast.
They get 2 to 3 episodes in, so you're beating 99% of podcasts.
Yeah, you're beating the Pac-Man podcast.
Did to bring that up.
It's okay. Oh, I love your devilish fish. I just noticed that, Ryan. That's very creative and festive.
Thank you. I try my best.
You.
I kind of knew that as soon as you started season 4, however many years ago, I was like, okay, I need to be a guest on this season. Because the whole nautical thing is my thing at this point, and then I just never asked. Seep asked me to come on.
Yeah. No, we're burning down. What do you call it? Burning down the candle or something? We've been doing this season for a while, and
yeah.
I don't want to get too many repeat episodes in a row. We need to bring in fresh new material, fresh new perspectives.
I think we've
on our
had.
show.
I think we've had like 3 Lou episodes this season, which is maybe less worse than you might imagine it being. Because I feel like we've had 3 Lou episodes in shorter seasons before, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good.
We've had like
we're a good show.
I think we've had like 3 Dawn episodes too, but you know what? There's no such thing as a bad Dawn episode ever. So
That
Yeah.
is true.
But there is such
Right.
thing as a bad loot episode. Is that what you're saying, dude?
what? No. So I always have I just like Dawn episodes. I think he's funny because like he like reacts to it 'cause we're like freaks and he thinks it's funny.
You know what? I think we have no bad episodes whatsoever. I think every song is a banger, dude. You gotta watch Phineas and Ferb. Every song is a
Talking
banger.
about.
That's what they say about Phineas and Ferb, right? Every song is a banger. What do you think about that, Jasmine?
I don't think every song is a banger, but there are banger songs in Phineas, and
What-
that's another thing. I've been like rewatching Phineas and Ferb with a couple of friends lately.
That's pretty cool. You're getting
So-
ready for the big old season 5.
I can tell you this about Phineas and Ferb. There's a point in that show, like later on, where I feel like they lose a lot of their songwriting energy, and half the songs are just like, I'm describing what's going on the screen.
I,
that's the
I
thing
think
is-
we've kind of hit that point. Like, that is very much what the supercomputer song is.
But the one I always think about is that Candace song, which she's singing like the picnic. She's like, it's a picnic, Nick bus. I'm like, all right, the show needs to end now.
We haven't reached that one yet. no.
We need to wrap this up. You're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, so currently we're on season 3. So season 1 is very much. So season 1's just standard Phineas and Ferb. Season 2, I think like the writing gets tighter, but it's very B-list episode ideas, if that makes sense.
I kind of know what you
Like,
mean. Yeah.
What's a B-list season 2 Phineas and Ferb episode plot?
The one that's coming to mind immediately is De Plane. It's like, I don't know, it's fine. They build a big airplane.
Out of paper.
It exists.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of get what you mean. I think they use up a lot of like the creative things the boys build in like season 1. And then after
Yeah,
that, it's like
And,
the
don't
show.
get me wrong, there's still plenty of good episodes after that, like, but I do think like the ideas for like the main thing about the episode's about, so they kind of have to rely more on like the joke writing and
Right.
shit as it goes on. And I think season 3 is very exemplary of that. Season 3 episodes are just fucking insane.
I think there's a point in the show where like they like almost run out of ideas for like Phineas and Ferb, and like you get a lot more Doof and Perry episodes. Like I feel
Yeah.
like you can kind of tell like they were running pretty dry on like ideas for Phineas and Ferb, but like they never ran out of ideas for Doof or Perry, which is why they kept bringing that guy back. Everything they made, never had no reason not to bring him back.
Of course.
So
Well,
I have no idea what my expectations are for season 5 at this point, because
we'll
like
see.
I kind of feel like in like seasons like late season 3, season 4, you can tell they're running out of steam a bit, and like I don't feel like they've really had a hit show since then. At the
No.
same time, I've kind of had the feeling that Phineas and Ferb is the show they want to be making, and I feel like having time away from it could like help freshen the, you know.
Yeah, the creative flow of it. I mean,
Yeah, so I
we'll
don't
see.
know. I have no idea what my expectations are.
I hope they sing another song about being back, like another one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Airbag, AG, anklet, don't forget it.
We're back a third time in the 4th year in a row.
I
Oh,
bet
that's
you
the
really
other
missed us.
important thing about Phineas and Ferb is that when I was watching season 2, the last few like season 2 episodes from a production standpoint feel very series finale to me. Well, like the sort of soft series finale of we don't know if the show's going to end, but if it ends, we want it to end with this.
Right, I mean, Futurama had like 8 of those.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
They're having another one right now.
They are. I
I
don't want to derail Futurama conversations because we need to get into topics. But the one they did recently for Futurama, like the last one they could like do, like possibly that was maybe the worst one they've ever done. I think. I hope it doesn't end there because I feel bad if it did.
No, they're making more.
Okay, good. I hope they get another chance.
I didn't see that one, so I couldn't tell you how I feel about it.
Yeah, I just think the show's done a lot of like the Futurama's had like 8 finales, and I think of like the 20,000 finales they've done. It's just like the least interesting they've done, and I think particularly like I have problems with the Comedy Central run, but it kind of ended on the best note I think that show could have ever ended on. So I'm like hypercritical of like the new season. Think was it worth ruining that ending to bring it back? I don't know, but that's just my thoughts on the matter. You want to get into the topics, everyone?
Yes, let's have some topics on.
Let's
get some topics going.
I'm going to start with a bit of a quirky one I put here.
Okay.
There's not actually much to it, but I just think it's kind of a fun thing to discuss. So the trailer for the Ukulele remake dropped, and you might be saying, Ryan, why are you talking about the Ukulele remake? And there's one reason why. This is the first hard confirmed Switch 2 game.
Yeah.
And the trailer and the tweet, they list the consoles, like they list like a PS5, Xbox Series X or whatever, and then there's just the word Nintendo with like eyes next to it. And I think that's really funny that this is like the first like I think hard confirmed game for the next like Nintendo console.
That's when they're really like they're dragging it, and it's weird because like Nintendo isn't really talking about it, like the console at all, and it's starting to feel it feels like it's coming closer and closer, but we don't actually know that,
And it's also it's doubly weird because we know what it is. Like we know it's gonna be like a stronger Switch. We've like literally seen pictures of the thing. We know it's like specs.
Ukulele.
So like it's just what's that?
It can run ukulele.
It can run ukulele. I mean, not everyone can say that. But it's fun. It's funny. We just know so much about this thing, but they're being like, we will, we'll come out when it comes. Get kind of bored. Yeah, because I don't know when they can reveal this now. Because my thought was like, okay, maybe they'll reveal it like in between Zelda and Mario Party, and then that didn't happen. Now it's like, okay, they have the reveal between Mario Party and Brothership, and now we're getting too close to like Brothership's like marketing point. We're like, I don't know if they do that. And then after Brothership comes out, it's the holiday season. It's like, are they gonna want to reveal a console close to the holiday season when they can still sell more Switches? So I don't know.
Yeah.
My at this point, it feels like they're gonna reveal it next year, and then like somebody like before it even gets revealed is gonna be like streaming Super Mario Big Super fucking Universe unannounced for the next console on Twitch, like before it's even revealed.
We'll have a moment like when Etika had like the fake Switch, but it'll be real.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen like a month before they reveal it. Maybe they're gonna like shadow drop it, Oh, and the new Nintendo Switch is out right now.
Nintendo
The Sega Saturn 2.
Yeah, that's what to say. That's literally that's the thing that killed Sega.
Did they do that?
Yeah, did you not know that? In America, at least. Yeah, it's not the same in other countries. They were more normal about this in other countries. They revealed the Sega Saturn at like a gaming event, and they said it's out right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did people just not believe it, or did they just say like, "Oh, okay," and then they?
I think it was like at a very early E3 or something.
Yeah.
I think at like the exact same conference, it was PlayStation who was just like. So they announced that the Saturn would be $399, and PlayStation, their rep guy, just said $299.
Yeah. That's maybe the moment that killed Sega as like a hardware division, like just that moment. Lilith in chat is saying this. They're waiting until they can get maximum Switch holiday profit before we see anything, and I kind of agree. To give some context, so the new Mario Party just dropped, and that's the third Mario Party on this console. 7 or 8 years into this console, and it had the single best launch of any Mario Party ever. So Switch games are still selling. So like, if they can get that holiday boost, they're probably gonna take it still.
Right?
Yeah.
I just think it'll be really funny if Nintendo said, we're built different, and just did it anyway, just did it like that, and see how it works out.
Just revealed it before and just said like we'll probably still sell
Yeah.
like original Switches. They probably could get away with that.
I feel like
Probably
honestly.
could
I
get
feel like-
away with it at this point.
if they did like a price drop around that time for the original Switch, they could probably still sell a lot. But they're not going to do that because they're like anti doing any sort of like bundle deals with the Switch whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of ukulele? You don't have any thoughts
No,
about it.
I just want
Have
to
you
try
ever
the
played it?
Switch. No, I've not.
I wanted to say it's kind of hard to see what's different, but it seems like they're changing up the currency with coins.
I think
Other
they've
than
changed
that,
a lot of like
Yeah.
incremental things. The visuals
I
seem like a
know.
pretty big upgrade. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
they've shown like side by side stuff, and it's like completely overhauled lighting and brighter colors or whatever.
And I noticed it seems like they changed out the stamina system they had, because I remember, it's been a long time since I looked at ukulele. But I
You and
remember that
everyone else.
I never played it. But I remember they had this weird thing with the stamina and the health where you could restore stamina by eating a butterfly a certain way, which is in hindsight, what the hell were you thinking?
What is there? Wait, there's like a Breath of the Wild stamina system in that game?
There is a stamina system, and apparently you could restore it if you I don't know, if you eat a butterfly a certain way, if you eat it with tongue,
mean a
you
certain
get
way?
life. Yeah, if you just run into the butterfly, you restore health or something, and then if you eat it with your tongue, you restore stamina.
Okay, I see what you mean. Like
Oh.
if you run into it, you get health. If you use your tongue attack on it, you get stamina. All right.
Yeah, or the other way around, which
I'm imagining
saves a lot.
Yeah, I'm imagining someone playing ukulele and they have like stuff written on either hand.
Right.
Eat butterfly, get stamina, touch butterfly, get health.
Like
Yeah.
one more thing about just like the Switch, like they're going into that holiday season with a Zelda game and 2 Mario games pretty recently. I think to some degree they are like expecting a decent sized holiday like season for them.
Yeah.
So I actually just would not be surprised if Switch 2 wasn't announced till next year. If it is announced next year, it's gonna be January. I
It's
doubt.
gotta be January.
Yeah.
Yearly January direct.
I doubt they would wait any longer than January at this point. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that like the
They
second
announced it's December 26th.
didn't they have a direct like on New Year's Eve once or something? I remember something like that. Or was it New Year's Day?
Like for the original
Yeah,
Switch.
they might
No,
have.
it was
I
for the
don't
Wii U, for the
know.
Wii U or Switch. They had a direct like on that day once.
I have no idea.
It'd be kind of a
Yeah, because I
funny.
remember an early January direct they had when they first were revealing the Switch and everything for it. When they revealed 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, that was the Ice Cube direct.
The Ice Cube direct.
Yeah, where like it feels like you're shaking ice. Has anyone utilized that feature ever? Where it feels like you're shaking ice cubes in the
No,
Switch?
what they like to use the HT Joy-Con Rumble for is like make noises. Like Kirby does that. The new Mario Party does that. I played it like handheld with like the audio off. Like every character does like a jingle when it starts their turn, and the Joy-Cons will like rumble in a way that makes the jingle noise too, which is kind of neat.
Okay.
But I don't
That's,
think
like, kind of neat.
I know what
shit,
uses the
they-
Ice Cube
They
though.
brought back crunchy Wii voice technology.
Trying that
Yeah.
out.
That's worth the extra like $30 per Joy-Con.
Yeah. Oh, and the IR sensors, of course, they use for like Labo and
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
else. Oh no, WarioWare used it. WarioWare used it.
Are you aware?
That makes sense. Like, of course, the WarioWare guys will be the ones who finally use it.
Yeah,
Like,
WarioWare. I feel you need
Wario
to
will
like
grab-
put as many unnecessary doodads into every console you can make just to enrich the WarioWare devs.
I mean, I think WarioWare is such a cheapskate. He'll just like wring dry any possible feature to put into his game. He's very cost effective in this business.
Oh, Ring
And Ring
Fit.
Fit.
Yeah, Ring Fit does use it. Too. Ring Fit probably might be the thing that justifies it the most, realistically. Just because,
Oh, and Miku Boxing.
and Miku Boxing. How could I forget?
Miku boxing?
Yeah.
It's like a rhythm boxing game. Rosa plays it. She tells me about it all the
Okay.
time. He boxes
Yeah,
with Miku.
I work out with Miku.
She's
my
playing it
friend
just off
Miku.
screen, I swear. Any other thoughts on Yuko Replay Lee?
No, but I do, I selfishly, just about the Switch 2, I'm more than
I love that
anything,
thing.
I just wanted to reveal it because I know there'll be a new Mario game with it, and I want to see it. Like I don't even
I
care.
want to see
Yeah.
the new Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't even care about the console. I just know there's gonna be some like Mario games like revealed, like Mario Kart and 3D Mario, but like so dormant for a bit now. And now it's like I
That's
know-
like exactly how I feel. It's like, yeah, show me fucking GCN Mushroom City in Ultra HD.
dude,
Let's go.
give me. What is it like? Luigi Circuit GBA on the 4K.
No, you know what? I think they should waste our time doing like a specs showcase when they reveal it and not show any actual like retail games.
It's just like the PS5 like thing did recently. It was like, all right, here's the you can see the DLRC translation here between the two consoles. We're using Last Horizon from PS5 as an example here. If you look more, the DCLRG is really
this sounds
changed.
like this is what every commercial for like the Sega Genesis was when they were showing like, here's the boring console, and here's like the awesome radical blast process.
And the Nintendo Switch 2 is powered by fire flowers and superstars.
So which console do you want? The PS5
For the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. They should
They
do that. They should
bring
do what
back
Sega does.
mean 90s advertisements, but like,
Honestly, it wouldn't be in character for Nintendo, but I think they're in a position where they can get away with that now.
They can-
yeah, exactly.
Sega, I mean, not Sega, Sony and Microsoft, maybe they couldn't do it to Microsoft because they're like buddies. Microsoft probably deserves it a bit more, but they couldn't do it to them because like they're buddies with them. But like Sony, they could fuck around with Sony a bit probably.
Yeah.
They can make a big deal of how the Switch 2's launch library is bigger than the entire PS5 library. They can do that
Oh, man.
probably.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be
why we
really
need-
funny.
We need to bring back like the savage, personable, like corporate mascot, like guys, like
Yeah.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't really had it. Like Doug Bowser hasn't really stepped into that role. He needs to get back into that and like talk some trash on stage, and then the whole
Doug-
E3 audience claps.
Doug Bowser, we need you to say ass again.
Doug Bowser.
Take me to Doug Bowser.
you should call like Sony a cunt on stage or something.
Oh my god.
The cunts down at Sony aren't releasing any games.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Anyway, looking forward to Brothership. That'll be the game that keeps the Switch alive. Next-
Yeah.
Next news topic. Characters who are just as beloved as Ukulele. Chick-fil-A
What the heck?
has announced
All right.
its brand new streaming service lineup, and I don't remember the name of the show. I don't, but there's something in here because I don't care about the Chick-fil-A streaming service, like beyond the fact that it exists. There's a show on here that looks exactly like the John Lasseter, like everything he makes like Skydance now or whatever. Like there's a show on here that looks exactly like that, and it made me laugh.
Yeah. It's like Princess Jane's magical adventure.
Yeah.
It probably is John Lasseter.
So when was this? This was announced pretty recently, right? We've
Yeah.
talked about the Chick-fil-A streaming service when it was announced, right?
I'm pretty sure we did. That sounds about right.
Because there's just so much to discuss on this topic. I remember it was only like a few months ago. I'm kind of surprised that we're like starting to see, like, I think we were convinced in our initial discussion that this was going to be a thing that they announced for like shareholders to
Yeah.
be interested in, and then never actually make anything for it. But no, we've got to look at some of their. I mean, we were just talking about the future of animation, especially for children, like children's media, and I think Chick-fil-A is stepping in there. They're really they're giving something for kids to be interested in, stuff with good values too. I think we can expect, because Chick-fil-A, they're all about those pleasant Christian values.
Do you think like this stupid cow show or whatever is gonna have like an uncomfortably accidentally homophobic kind of episode? Like one of the boy cows like, I just like my pink bow to wear sometimes. And like the other cow's like, well, it's nice that you like the pink bow, but we're not supposed to wear them. And he like has to
I
learn.
said so.
You're making all of your other friends uncomfortable. I think it'd be better if you didn't wear that.
And he has
Maybe
to
you can in your own room.
and he has to learn that like he can't. Yeah, well, I guess I can wear the pink bow when I'm alone, but when I'm with others, I need to be me, the real me.
God.
That I honestly, that would be like horrible, but I do kind of want this to be one of those like conservative
Yeah.
streaming platforms that they have, like the conservative Bluey show.
Yeah.
Chipchilla.
I know what you mean.
I think we need stuff like that. I think that'd be really
The only
Just-
thing I could think of was like when Butch Hartman tried to start a streaming service.
oh yeah. This is the Oaxis that never was. I think.
We were,
Imagine if like whatever his show is, The Garden is on the Chick-fil-A streaming service. I think the Chick-fil-A streaming service would be a good place for Butch Hartman's The Garden.
did you know that Butch Hartman's The
The Garden.
Garden, that show does like baby sensory 3D animation dance videos?
I feel like you've told me that.
No, I learned that just like a day ago. I was talking with some members in the Startcast Discord about like how the creator of Rocco and the creator of Arnold at like some point like shifted to like young kid animation because like, you know, that's a healthier market. So like they did like Dinosaur Train. I forget Joe Murray's show, but he was doing
Let's Go Luna.
yes, it is the first board-driven like show for like that kind of audience ever. And then we started talking like how Butch Hartman went to that too, but his is like so just like not like anything of quality. And then I learned The Garden. I'll link one of these in chat so people can like look at it real quick. They have baby sensory videos of like characters like just dancing, and it's like this guy was like the king of like the tower at some point for Nick, and now he's like making these.
Honestly, this is not that far below like late Fairly Odd Parents. Just like noise and visuals. Just add in a few like pop culture references, and it's about on par. I think.
You know, why
Yeah?
why does one of the kids looks like Pac-Man and a
That's
ghostly
the lion.
adventure?
That's Leo the lion. It's a
Okay, I
lion
want him
and
dead.
sheep. Those are like the first animals or something, right? Or no, those are two animals that represent Jesus. That's why he chose them.
Is that
Right?
true?
I think isn't Jesus a lion sometimes? Like he's like
No.
the king. I don't.
No.
I've never read the Bible.
Fake Bible
Sorry.
fan.
I know, fake Bible fan. I just watched a YouTube video essay about it and based my opinions on that. I know.
I mean, do you think Chick-fil-A streaming could pick the Garden up? That could be huge.
I think so. I think that could be big. They could pick up a lot of the Oaxis Noog Network kind of scraps. Does Noog Network still exist? Is that where the Garden is on?
I don't know where it's
Never
on.
know.
It's just on YouTube, I think.
The only other show I remember from that is like the weird like ghost show or something, where like he didn't pay the animator or something crazy like that.
Did you
I don't
know?
It was in a
Okay,
Saber Stark video.
I just checked the Garden's YouTube page. The highest viewed The Garden video is at 10K views, which means Alvin the Monkshroom outranks this channel.
Way better.
Alvin and the Monkey.
Well, Butch Hartman, you work for us now. Get back
It's
in
more iconic.
cave.
Maybe I should pivot to making the Monkshrooms like now that they're done like with the E3 saga. Maybe the next saga is they're children's educational entertainers.
Didn't you
They could do
say
that.
they were like partially inspired by when all the PBS shows were switching to Flash?
Yes, because I was watching PBS Kids and like a lot of their shows that use Flash, they do this thing where whenever the characters blink, their heads like squish and then
Yes,
like,
I know what
rotate
you
a
mean.
little
I know
bit.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And I was just really fixated on that, so that's what I based the animation on, partially.
The
I
monk-
wanted to be known I was a booster of the monk shrooms from day one. I'm glad to see how much they've grown.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you've supported them even through their like naked barefoot sew this arc.
They could be.
Yeah,
Oh, God, Rosa.
I was gonna say I remember that. I remember when X and Y was like that, and you say maximum impact.
You really that really resonated with you.
I like didn't think about it a lot until recently when one of my friends like was questioning why was the crouch of like the hero's journey so pronounced? Why do you have such a bulge?
Right?
Do you,
Yeah,
do you think the Alvin and the Mushrooms cartoon for like young children could have an episode where Theodore puts a pink bow on and Alvin goes, "Well, we're very happy for you, but we just don't think you fit us when you wear that pink bow. Maybe you could wear it in your room when you are alone."
Yeah, I think maybe that will be an episode when I sell it off to be on the Chick-fil-A streaming service and I don't retain any of the characters.
Dude, it's gonna go
I'm
so.
sorry,
right.
I'm just like enamored by the mere concept of Chick-fil-A streaming service.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's like the most 2020s concept to ever exist, I think.
It is like the I mean we talked about last week like the Funko Pops in the library. I think it's kind of like that. Now there's fast food. The fast food is making TV shows now. They're not just advertising on the TV shows. They are the TV shows. They're building the culture.
Oh man, they're gonna bring back Classy Chupo to make like the McDonald's cartoon.
No, they wouldn't do something that awesome. No, they're not gonna get them
Yeah,
back.
that was peak nostalgia.
Yeah.
That was peak nostalgia.
They're
This
g-
is like
They're gonna get like a CGI. They're gonna look like baby like CGI YouTube channels of the new McDonald's
oh,
cartoon.
you're true. Yeah, it's so
You're gonna
right.
look
They
like
have
Baby
really
Bert.
big heads.
They have beautiful, soulful irises.
Yeah, they'd all look like elongated toddlers.
It's gonna be so awesome
Yeah.
though when everything on the Chick-fil-A streaming service gets all its assets sold to other streaming services to recoup the losses.
Everyone start preserving everything. The moment this streaming service comes out, you need to subscribe. It is your ethical duty as media watchers to archive everything on that website before it's completely
Even-
depreciated in the next year.
Even the Chick-fil-A chocolate milk episode.
Is there like a blurb that talks about what are all the like why Chick-fil-A is doing this?
If there
I
is,
mean, I guess I don't really care.
if there is, I haven't read it because, like you just said, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, I feel like if I'm subscribed to a Chick-fil-A streaming service, like, I shouldn't have to pay for their food, right? I should just be able to log in there and show like a QR code and get like free lemonade or something.
I think
Right?
I think if you show them the QR code, the person like the cashier should like take their hat off and go respect, and then give you like free food.
Everyone takes their hats off and then they sing a pledge to you. Yeah, I think that's what I deserve. So kind of
They
respect.
have a
like that.
custom pledge for each customer.
Oh, that's right. Maybe you could like design your own pledge on the app.
Oh
And
yeah,
then like send it to the restaurant.
they have to
And then
sing
have
it.
them like yeah, they have to like train their employees on each jingle, and they have to remember your name too, because it's all about like Southern hospitality there, right? So they got to remember my name. They got to sing my jingle. They got to take their hats off when I walk in. They got to bow to me, and they got to give me free chicken sandwiches.
And if you get it wrong, the conservative white bald dad in the white tank top will scream at them, and they'll be allowed to do it because they got the song wrong he wrote.
Do you know how when you sign up for things, they ask you your sexuality for no reason?
yeah, I do. I know what you mean. I've done so many job applications. I know.
Do you think
Doesn't
that?
Chick-
Do you think the
doesn't-
Chick-fil-A streaming service should have that when you sign up? They should ask you that.
yeah, there's anyone you should trust with that information. It's definitely Chick-fil-A.
I don't think they should not let you use the app if you're gay, but I think there should be like a queer tax, I think. You know?
I think what they should do is if you insert you're gay, they put like a lot of like the pink bow type episode like at the forefront for you to watch, like
Oh.
recommended for you, the cow pink bow episode I just made up.
Right. And if you say you're a gay and a parent, then they alert the authorities and get your child taken away.
Do you-
What an awesome streaming service is going to be. Yeah?
Wasn't there
Out
a
with
thing
it.
where like apparently Chick-fil-A was like trying to teach their employees how to be homophobic?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I can't verify that. What would that entail? Did you just make that up?
No.
No.
You said you had to cry. I just one more thing about the
It
streaming
means
service.
you can't say "Have a nice day" when they leave when your customer just pays for
okay,
shit.
yeah. If you
You
notice they
can't
have
give
like
them
a
service with a smile.
Yeah, give them service with like a smirk, like a wry smirk. Sort of let them know that you know what they are.
Just one more thing about the streaming service. Did you know one of the things they're offering
No.
about the streaming service is scripted podcasts, which lets you know they have nothing. They probably like paid for
Scripted podcasts?
they probably had like the money for like 2 to 3 actual shows. And then like they say we have scripted podcasts. So what they say have like radio shows. Basically, they can't afford real shows. So they're getting like guys and like, oh, this is our scripted podcast. You're paying for that.
Do you think we, Ryan?
Yeah.
Do you think we?
We
See,
are the
we could be-
crystal gems.
No,
And
no,
we're
no,
here
no.
to save the
No,
day.
Rosa, no, shut up.
And if you think we can't,
You're not gonna let her speak the whole
always
song, are you?
find a way.
he's almost done.
And that's why the people of
whatever.
this world believe in
Who?
Fredward, and Fredward, and Steven.
Gladly sacrificed like 40 seconds for that.
What are you trying to say before she did that?
We could be,
Are-
right? No, we could be on the, you know, if they're gonna have podcasts on
See,
here.
they're
don't you
gonna
think?
see that there's like 2 transgender women on this podcast, and they're gonna like throw up.
We could
I
pretend.
hope so.
Wait,
I
get
hope
tonight.
they go up a lot and die.
We can pretend to be cisgender.
Yeah, we could make like
The honest
cisgender
truth is,
Conan.
I could probably get away with it.
Maybe you should. Yeah, we'll bring you on. If Ryan's a little too reluctant, we'll just like kick Ryan out, and then you'll be.
Alright.
It'll be one of those things like Ryan left over creative differences, but actually
Like,
it's because she didn't want to be on the Chick-fil-A podcast.
Like, I think about the fucking Rhythm Heaven iceberg I did a few years back, and there was like a lot of comments complaining about me, but none of them misgendered me.
Okay, hey, that's a win.
Yeah,
you know, you're being.
See,
Sorry, I thought I heard someone screaming.
see, if they're gonna learn about like your tastes in like men, they're gonna see like the little like feminine men you like retweet on Twitter. They're like, we can't list guy to our streaming service.
There's
I never
not-
seen Tweet do that.
There's nothing of you're writing fable.
They're gonna
right now.
they're gonna
You're
see
making
that,
fable.
they're gonna
True.
see all like the humanizations of Sasha from Animal Crossing. You're putting on the timeline. They're like,
That's not even
Okay,
true.
then.
That's not even true.
his pronouns
No,
are
that was-
he, him. There's a he in there. Well, can you be doing this?
You're saying, wait, Ryan, you telling me Steve is a femboy lover?
I got nothing to say to this.
Can we
Gwen,
move on
is
to
this true?
something else where we don't have to talk about this right now?
oh, so of course you want to change the topic.
Any other thoughts on the Chick-fil-A streaming service?
Ryan, you'd be
You're gonna-
surprised. Not really.
Not really.
No, I have thoughts.
Okay.
Do you? Are they actual thoughts about this topic? What is it, Rosa?
Let me.
Let me load up this image that I drew that has. Okay, okay. What is it? What is it? I'm sorry, I'm being too mean to you, Rosa. Tell me what your thoughts on the
Seriously.
Chick-fil-A streaming service on.
I hope they have like an episode about like chocolate milk. It's like you can't be squirting chocolate milk at everyone. It's unsanitary. I don't care if you're doing it in your bathroom.
What?
Ryan, okay. I really hope sometimes when Rosa says stuff that you of all people, Ryan, know, and it's you almost never know. I think Rosa is one of the first like truly just completely utterly random creations. This is an interesting project that you've assembled, Rosa.
What is the chocolate milk count? Wait, is this like a metaphor for something?
You know how like conservative Republicans people, overly Catholic people would sometimes like over exaggerate with like gay people do in the bedroom to the point where they try to be like super unsanitary about it.
Okay, I kind of do. I kind of get what you mean.
That's like them not doing exactly that, but in a kid-friendly way.
That's a very esoteric connection that you were expecting us to draw there, I think.
Maybe you should be a conservative cartoon maker, because that's pretty creative. Like, you, like, thought really hard about that. I think you should, like, make a conservative cartoon.
Actually, Rosa?
No,
No, you should.
no,
Rosa,
I
give it a
need to.
try.
No, I had to be. No, I had to be drinking for that kind of job.
Oh, come on.
Wouldn't Chick-fil-A kept you like, we have an offer for you. And they opened, like, the suitcase and it's got $1 zillion bazillion dollars.
It glows like in Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Would you? Come on, Rosa.
I'm gonna have to like read through the contract really well and talk to a lawyer, and then
Yeah,
look
I mean,
at the
this is the
contract
future.
again.
This is the future of animation we're looking at. You saw those beautiful, highly rendered irises in that new John Lasseter-esque trailer they released.
John Lasseter jumps into the ocean and like licks the salt out of the water.
He sure does. I think he got busted for that once. Actually, that's why he's not at Pixar anymore.
That's
So
what he did. It's horrible.
listen, I could get money, but I would be required to work on a conservative cartoon and make it as stupid as possible.
Yeah, that could be a.
I
fun
don't
one.
want to. I wanna draw women making out. So fuck that.
Well, you just lost $1 zillion for that exact.
Yeah, but I
statement,
could draw
Rosa.
women making out.
Yeah,
That's more
and
viable than
that's worth so much more if you think about it.
exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Jocelyn. You understand. I'm like, Steve, get out of here, Steve. Get out of here.
Do I get Patrick
Ah,
Warburton to
topic.
voice one of my characters? Do you get Patrick Warburton like Danny Trejo on anything?
Yeah, we should get them on this podcast. We should just have a Danny Trejo episode.
Well, no
No.
way. We should start like a podcast together.
It might cost us $2,000. What was that?
Somebody fall?
Is everyone-
I just
who's
fell
here?
into the water.
Raise a finger if you're on the show right now.
I'm here.
I'm
Raising
here.
a finger.
Yeah.
I'm moving topics right now. Nothing can stop me.
Yeah, we got
On the topic of cartoons, that's a great transition. Just don't even question it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We got a smidgen of information on the King of the Hill reboot. Mostly about our dear friend Bobby Hill.
we got a first look at adult Bobby.
And he is a chef now. He's a chef.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess it's less just
Any
like
other topics?
No, it's like less to like talk about this even specifically, and more just like the King of the Hill reboot in general. Because I would say I'm pretty damn burned out on like this kind of stuff. I didn't really like the Futurama one. The Animaniacs one wasn't very good. Clone High was pretty whatever to me. I feel like cartoon comeback reboots have had a pretty bad track record. With the exception being, I haven't watched this, but this is what I've heard from everyone. Apparently, the Beavis and Butthead revivals are consistently really good. And Mike Judge does the Beavis and Butthead too, and he's doing this. So I'm stepping back. I'm putting my faith in Mike Judge here. I think he's got something planned. I think he knows something. I think he's gonna make something. And I you know what? I believe in him. I think he's gonna make something.
Yeah, I've actually watched a lot of the Beavis and Butthead revival, all of it that they've released so far, actually. And no, yeah, it's like it's shockingly good how they didn't even really change that much about it. It's just that it just still works in kind of like a modern setting. So yeah, I think one of the most interesting things about this particular revival is the decision to do kind of like a jump forward in time.
Right.
Because usually animation, they like to take advantage of the opportunity to like never have the characters age, because you can do that in animation.
Right,
That's
like
kind of
all three ones I
the
just
upside.
listed have none of the characters like notably aged. Like Futurama, Animaniacs, and even Clone High like didn't have
I
the
find it
characters age at all.
fascinating just the way Futurama acknowledges the passage of time without having characters age.
Right, like Fry's like 50 now, but you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. So I like that they're
know-
like very visibly committing to it here. And yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just there's our little Bobby. He's all grown up. This is the true future of Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see like where they take it exactly.
Yeah.
Because another thing about this reboot in particular, this revival, that will be, I think, a big topic. Like when it comes out, is at least like 3 of like kind of the major voice actors for it have died since this show ended. One of them, the voice for Dale, he passed away like while they were making this, so he's only in like a few of the episodes.
That's
apparently.
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's a big loss. That's a huge that Dale's probably gonna be like the biggest loss like in this reboot, right? Like like not having him is gonna be the thing. Like this is gonna be like nearly almost like I think luckily the cast of King of the Hill is still very strong, but like this is like I would say the equivalent like not having Gandhi in the Clone High reboot to some extent.
Right.
Like there's gonna be like a big energy missing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. If anything, they might have to like add in like a new character name.
Topper Bus.
No. Come
on, Rosa.
Gush. Borge? Which is just like George W. Bush.
I think the fact that it is like a time jump probably means from the ground up there's probably going to be a good amount of like new characters,
right?
Just because so much time has passed.
Like, and Bobby in particular, like he's had a whole like lifetime to like grow up. He's gonna be like a new place, so like obviously new characters at the place he's working at. So like that'll be like it's like a very like new setting to like introduce characters in.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to sort of fill that void of some of the other characters and kind of make something new, because I think it seems like that's what they're really trying to do. Like this is a whole new kind of direction to take for Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby being older is I think like the big key thing here. Like that like opens up so many like storytelling things you could do. Like just like new kind of episodes you can do with like a character like having like jumped age, so like that degree. Like he's not gonna be like the exact same as he used to be, and that allows like him as like a main character to get like all sorts of like new like scenarios, and like that allows Hank to react to Bobby's and like all these new sort of scenarios, which is like I think way more than like most reboots and like revivals we see get to do.
Yeah, but there's so many like modern topics to talk.
Like streaming, there'll be an awesome. There's a cancel culture episode.
Dad, I quit my job as a chef to become a streamer.
You don't know.
Yeah.
First you don't leave, and now you're a streamer.
Dad, we're not British.
I'm sorry, I really like the seeped in as Hank after Bobby said he was a streamer.
The sound Hank makes when he falls off the stage in those Hank platformer game.
And then the UI with like a picture of Hank's head with his life next to it goes down 1.
Yeah, pretty good. What do you think of this, Jasmine? You're sitting over here.
I don't honestly have much to say about the King of the Hill. I'm sorry, I don't. It's like I just don't have enough experience with the original show to like know what my expectations are going into it.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
I think
we got some stuff for you to talk about.
I'm interested in it. I think maybe I feel like I should watch King of the Hill. Like,
I want to do a rewatch of it. Like I definitely like watched like it was on Adult Swim pretty frequently, but like I want to do like a beginning to end rewatch kind of situation.
Yeah, there's like a lot of things I need to watch or play or like
much media out there.
I was like watching a bunch of YouTube poops for King of the Hill, and then ended up like watching like the episode where Bucky died.
Yeah, yeah, I did just one day on a whim watch the Boggle episode.
There's a lot of good episodes. I haven't seen all of it. I've been like very slowly over like the course of a few years. It's just been like a very like occasional just put on just for the heck of it show for me. And no, I think I'm a big King of the Hiller. I'm very interested to see, where all the characters have gone, where they end up.
Have I ever told you that as a kid, I thought King of the Hill and the Recess were like the same universe for some reason. Like I thought they were like a shared universe for whatever reason.
Could
That's
be.
really. I feel like I remember something like this.
Because like they have like very similar art styles, I would say. Like they kind of look a bit similar, and like they kind of like
yeah,
they kind of
they
switch.
could be now. It's Disney now.
Yeah, well, because they switched to cell and digital around the same time too, and like the digital colors on King of the
Oh.
Hill look very similar to digital on Recess. Like when Recess was digital, I think that's why I partially got confused. Like, oh, are these like the same like thing? Like, could Bobby like go to Recess school someday?
They should actually do that. We could
We
meet
should
like
look at the-
37-year-old Ralphie or whatever his name
Were
is.
they trying to make a Recess reboot at some point? Like
I
they're
don't
like
know.
like a pitch bible for that got like leaked or something.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
Maybe they could make it that. That'd be awesome. Like TJ could come into like Bobby's new restaurant, and they could like, dude, and they could have TJ
What
and
if-
Bobby interact.
God, what if like teaches now like a transgender lesbian that's Butch also?
I say
So
this all
would
the
you want-
time. No, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
My-
yeah,
It's my truth.
Speak
Oh,
your
yeah.
truth.
Once
My truth.
I had a dream where there was an episode of The Simpsons where Nelson transitions, and I think they should do that.
They've done that like every kid on The Simpsons. They like all of them are transgender, like in some sort of like future timeline or something at some point. Like I think Nelson needs a turn.
Yeah.
I think he does need I think that'd be very positive, like trans rep for The Simpsons. If he had like
Yeah, like, after having that dream, I was like, wait, I kind of unironically love that idea.
imagine. I think Lisa would help. Like he would confide in Lisa. I think specifically.
Of course.
They could walk through this experience with each other together. Because Lisa's kind of the one person that he feels he can be very vulnerable around.
Yeah.
Nelson,
Beautiful.
I'm Marge and I support you too. I was sort of thinking something like kind of cute for Marge to say, and I couldn't think of anything, so she's just saying that.
I'm Homer, and I support you too.
You know what, Nelson, I won't have a cow about you transitioning. Oh, and then Maggie comes in, she goes, I don't
Yeah, she
feel
goes, there should be
you know, and then I come in, Mo, I'm in this episode too, and then more characters show up.
in the greeting card aisle. They need to make.
I wish
there
the
should be-
laughter could pick up all. I wish
oh,
the
you're
mic could pick up all my laughter right now.
everyone. I'm glad to know that you are laughing. Thank you for confirming it.
What are you saying there, Seep?
Well, I think. Do you think the greeting card aisle they should have like cards for like? Does this exist? Like cards for like transitioning and like coming out
That
specifically.
feels like it should be a thing.
Like you
yeah.
have Mother's Day, for him, for her, anniversary, coming out as a woman. They should have that at the and this is my like this is gonna be like Biden's America, I think.
Okay.
This is the America this is the liberal America that like this is what blue state CVS should be like. They should have
Sorry, I just like
the-
this chat comment. Eeyore the Simpson female support Nelson's transition. Dude, Nelson will get to join the Simpsons females with Eeyore.
Oh my god, that'd be so beautiful. Oh, that is actually kind of you transition in the Simpsons universe and you get added to like the lineup of Simpsons females, kind of like the Harambe Heaven image.
it's the Eeyore females image.
Yeah, just show someone walking up the steps to the heaven that is the Simpson female collection.
Nelson, welcome to Eeyore's kingdom.
That's pretty good. I like that.
There's
I like that.
blue ninjas not sexy everywhere.
I'm finally home. Yeah. Plus two. People like that one. Yeah, that one.
It would take a bow.
We did good today. Yeah, we can go away now. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, there's the locker rooms, everyone. Any more thoughts on the freaking King of the Hill reboot?
Ah.
I hope.
No?
I want to see what's happening with like Hank's brother.
Hank's brother? His Japanese brother?
No, the other brother.
I have no idea.
His half brother.
His Japanese brother?
No, his other half brother.
Rosa, I looked
Rosa,
up Hank Hill's brother, and he only has a Japanese brother. What other brother are you talking about?
His half brother Cotton had with
a Japanese
his-
woman.
No, remember King the Hill? Cotton had like a baby boy with his like don't know.
Oh, the little
Have you not-
baby.
yeah.
The little baby. Oh, I'm thinking of like wacky episodes where Hank meets a different version of himself. No, you're
No.
talking about his dad's new baby with his like,
Oh!
hot young wife.
Yes, okay. I double checked this. Yes, G.H. Hill.
Yes. And then there's Luann also had a baby too.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna
Oh.
have some new the pitter patter of like
That
little children's feet to like take original Bobby's place. I think.
makes sense.
There's coming a new cast of kids to have elementary school B plots, and I think Peggy's still gonna be at the elementary school teaching Espanol. And we can have those kids in the classroom. Yeah.
There you go.
I think that'd be
That
cool.
was fun.
Yeah.
That's something I'd like to see.
The fact this world is evolving at all, I think is just doing a lot for it. I think that's making it more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I waited patiently.
Hey, wait with bated breath. I'm gonna save Sponge for last. I think you guys will have the most to say for it.
Well,
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see.
fair.
Someone suggested a topic, and I realized this game came out this week. I think only one of us has played it so far, though. But I thought if we didn't mention it now, people would be upset. Shadow Generations, the Sonic Shadow Generations came out this week. I think Rosa is the only one who's
Yeah.
played it. I think Seep's still waiting on his
Yeah, of
copy.
course.
So
no, I actually got to play like an hour of it. So,
Okay.
hey, there you go.
there you go. You two can talk about it then.
Yeah. So so far I reached up to this. I've beaten up to the second boss.
Of Shadow Generations.
Yeah.
What do you think of Shadow Generations so far? Because this game was announced. I mean, this game it was one of those where it was kind of like a listing for it was leaked. I
Right,
think it was
yeah.
just the title. Like people knew it was a Generations remaster. And
And
at
that-
first it just kind of looked like there was gonna be like an extra like few shadow levels.
Yeah,
Like, literally, like
early leaks for this game were got listed, and then like some people in the know said basically it's like a Bowser's Fury for Sonic Generations. That's basically what this. That's what they said early on.
Definitely is. Yeah. It definitely is because like throughout the game, Shadow gets some new abilities he can use in his overworld, which is
I-
really fun.
I think it's funny, kind of how I think whenever Sonic does something that is perhaps inspired by what another popular franchise has done, some people are resistant to like drawing comparison. Like I think some fans are kind of like, well, no, it's not. It doesn't. It's not going to be like Bowser Fury at all. It's completely different. I do think it's funny how the overworld for this game does have a lot of focus on like traveling between like a big bodies of water and stuff. It's a little Bowser Fury.
The menu UI for selecting between generations and Shadow Generations it's the same as 3D World. I think they peaked a little bit, which to be frank, I think people act like that's a crime to do it. If you say somebody did that, it's like you're accusing them of doing something horrible. I don't think it's like they're copying. They're doing homework from a good game. Like I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean that's the
Yeah.
whole conceit of Sonic was based on like freaking Yuji Naka or whoever it was like speedrunning Mario.
Yeah.
I realized it'd be fun if there's a whole game built like that. I think it was Yuji Naka. I'm gonna say it was Yuji Naka. You know, he deserves all the credit. I don't care if it was Naoto Oshima who actually was doing that and got that idea. I'm giving it to Mr. Naka.
You two, what do you think of the game so far?
It's really fun. I really enjoy playing through it, and I'm amazed at like the visuals we went for it, with like the houses rotating in, the buildings rotating in on this. I was like, wow.
I've only played so much of this. Like I've played like an hour, basically. I actually have not touched the Shadow Generations part. 'Cause I was
okay.
very curious. I was curious about how, because I got this on the Switch, and Sonic Generations was like my first. It was like my introduction to 3D Sonic, basically. I
Okay.
played a lot of the classic games up to that point. I was pretty familiar with like Sonic 2 and 3 and all that stuff. But no, yeah, I think I hold Generations in pretty high regards. And I was interested to see how they handled the remastering of it, because they've changed a few things that are interesting here and there. I'm just kind of curious of what is going to be different. I think most notably is they've like rewritten parts of the game. That's been a very
Yeah.
that's caught a lot of attention for people.
They removed Amy Rose's nuclear family desires, and the
Yeah.
misogyny could not be more real from Ian Flynn. Sorry, I was forced to see 60,000 tweets on my For You page about that, so I get to be a little snarky about it. I won't say anything else.
There's like a few. It's interesting some of the changes they made. Like one of them, they slightly changed Classic Sonic's model. Is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, when our friend Erica played it out, I was like, "What do you mean?" And then like, I have to look at the quills, don't I? I looked at the quills. The quill length change.
Yeah,
it's always back to those damn quills.
That's the quill length. Yeah. I think it's more based. I think it's based on the Superstars model. I think is why it's been changed. I don't know exactly. But it is interesting because there are some things that they change, like in the cutscenes in particular. Like they don't change any of the animations. Which sometimes, like, there's a part where like Classic Sonic, he like touches his head and he could just see his hand clipping through because they changed the quill length.
Right.
A little bit.
Right.
And there's some so far the rewrites, it's pretty interesting. I don't know. I wasn't expecting them to do that because it seems like kind of like I think it's that one of the biggest, I guess, critiques from hardcore fans of Generations is that the story was pretty weak. That was kind of in the era, like, you know, the era when Sonic wasn't afraid to make you laugh, as I like to call it.
We're gonna want that back.
That's when they got the new writers, Pontac and Graf, who
Tommy wants them
they
back.
were assigned to like what?
Tommy wants them back.
Tommy wants him
Oh
back.
yeah. No, that was like the soulful Nintendo-y era. They were basically brought on to make Sonic more lighthearted and comedy focused. And Generations definitely fell into that. So I think so far a lot of the changes are just things like making the stakes more apparent, I guess. Like there's more the characters more actively mentioned, like, oh, we gotta make sure to like stop this monster from destroying everything. Just little things that remind you, like, oh, there's like a plot happening right now. But I think my only like major critique with it is that they didn't like change any of the cutscenes really to compensate it. So there's some like awkward editing here and there.
Like classic Sonic rubbing his belly after Knuckles.
That's right.
Have you seen my eyelid? So like instead of like Knuckles calling him fat, it's like classic Sonic implying he ate his island.
Did you see this, Ryan?
I did. Yeah, it's like the joke was originally like Knuckles kind of called Classic Sonic a bit fat, and he like kind of touched his belly in sadness. And now they like changed the line to be like, "Hey, have you seen Angel Island or something?" And then Classic Sonic like looks sad and rubs his belly. So now it just accidentally looks like Classic Sonic like ate Angel Island, which is like a weird gag.
And of course, I think I gotta blame Ian Flynn very heavily for not taking the time to reanimate all those cutscenes.
Yeah,
really
Ian
unprofessional
Flynn.
move.
And fuck you, Ian Flynn, for shrugging her rich boobs. I'm sorry, Ian Flynn. I was joking.
I don't want to get into it because I don't want to make this like the Sonic discourse episode. The things I seen on my For You page about that guy, I have to really hand it to him. He's got to love this series so much to be sticking around. People are insane about it, like him, like not just like that. He's like they don't like his writing. He's like a misogynist for like not writing Amy Rose's crush on Sonic apparent enough. I don't know. I really do salute him. He's really got a real passion for this series if he's still around.
Oh, he loves that series. People are angry that Ian Flynn read more than one book, which is why his writing is so good.
And I'm ending the input conversation there. I don't like this like a Sonic Discourse episode. I just want to hand it to him. Go on though.
Huge respect to Flan. Huge respect.
Yeah.
So
Um,
anyway, you want to handle the Sonic portion because I mostly played the Shadow.
Right, yeah. I mean, I've only played like the first like third of the game, basically. But I'm very familiar with the original, so I'm just seeing all the things they've changed. I mean, it's mostly the same. Like even the stuff that they change is not like dramatically updating the experience. It's just kind of neat little things like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
There's chows
yeah.
now. I know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there are chows to collect. Yeah. I mean, I think it's still a pretty solid Sonic game. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting into the Shadow stuff because I've heard a lot of good things about it. Is that right, Rosa?
Real quick,
Oh, yes,
I just want to say
absolutely.
before we start arguing this, Seep, do you know anything about like the NPCs in the Shadow mode?
No, I do not.
Okay, there was something I almost wanted to say about it, but I'm going to zip my mouth because I think there's something related to the NPCs and the Shadow generations that'll make you specifically happy. And Rosa, I think
I've been told that by 2 people now.
and you don't know what it is, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay, Rosa, I think you know what I'm talking about, so don't say anything about it either.
It could be anything, but
Yeah,
but
Rosa,
at least
Rosa, let me tell
you're
you.
at least aware of Mario, right?
Oh, that was a big surprise that they wrote we were right. Oh, come on.
Rosa,
Rosa.
Rosa, I'm gonna DM you what I'm talking about. Just don't talk about this.
Oh, that specifically?
Yeah, don't do that. I want him to be
okay.
surprised by that. Okay, but go
Yeah,
on.
I need to record my first initial reaction to that for my streaming channel.
Yeah. Snowing. Yeah. But yeah, that was really good. But from what I played, it's really great. It's pretty much like being a follow up on like the shorts that came out, which are amazing. You should all go watch.
Yes.
But
Yeah, my sibling made me watch them. We have not gotten the game yet, but they were just like, Shadow is cool as shit. You should watch these.
Yeah, I don't know if we
Yeah,
talked
it's
about those on
true.
the show, but those are like kind of shockingly good to me.
They were the thing that made the current Shadow voice actor my new favorite they've had. I think
Right.
that's the one that made me realize like that guy's got, I think, a really good performance to him.
Yeah, this is the first game where he's gotten to have a story about Shadow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The choreography on those is like chef's kiss.
Right.
That's the Ruby song, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Even in like the game, even throughout gameplay and like the cutscenes, you get to see Shadow like being cool as hell, doing amazing moves. It's just so freaking awesome to look at. What's interesting about Shadow? Oh,
I feel like I remember seeing a Tumblr post a while back that's like, I know we kind of made him like the mascot of over-the-top edgelord type shit back in the day, but no, Shadow's just cool as hell.
Shadow, you're so cool.
I think it's very emblematic of like the recent direction Sonic has kind of been taking. Pretty much after like Forces, they're being very, very kind of reverent to maybe some of the more, I guess, laughed at parts of the franchise, but kind of taking what had merit to those and just really embracing it. And that's been really great. I think it's been working out really well in this game.
Yeah, I always love when something like that happens.
Uh-huh.
Not that I can think of any other examples of something like that happening, but
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some.
Yeah. It's just really amazing to watch. Although I got the game with like the skins and stuff, so the Terra skin is very interesting. Like it's kind of strange seeing his quills like not flow, and then him just skating on just shoes. It's really funny, but still cool looking model. But the gameplay is really fun. It really does set itself apart a lot from like how Sonic plays. Like Shadow comes with a double jump. he gets, of course, the Doom abilities that allows him to traverse different environments in different ways, like being able to shoot multiple chaos spheres at once, flying, of course, using his manta ray to traverse across like water, which is really neat, and it also adds to like a new section. They really just made like that section from like Kingdom Valley like actually work and play well.
I want to
So
ask
that I
you.
get,
I
yeah.
want to ask you, Rosa, on your opinion for what you played. Do you think Shadow Generations is like? Do you think it feels like, I guess, an extension, or that it's building upon, like what Sonic is doing? Like, do you think this is an indication of the trajectory that they're taking with the games overall?
Yeah. It's yeah, absolutely. It really is something that's like building upon like the boost mechanic, but adding more to a bit more to the level design, where like you kind of do have to like think about like what you're doing on the way there. Like you do have to like have like the layouts memorized in a way that like makes it
I
fun. I think what helps is like the collectibles throughout the levels is like you don't have to go through the levels once to get them all, but like as you go through the level, you get like better and better, like traversing it, like figuring out the shortcuts and like movements, and it just gets really fun.
I
Uh-huh.
I have not played this, but I watched Will stream a bit of it. I think the thing that I found maybe weirdly reassuring about this is that the hub world is very much based on Frontiers, and it was kind of just like, okay,
Yeah,
they're not giving up on an idea immediately. they're
no,
clearly still brewing in this concept for like gameplay, which I think is reassuring. Because the Sonic series does tend to like do something to be like, well, we did this. Okay, let's move on to the next thing and never think about that again.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's a good build on the direction because like when you start out, the whole world is pretty small, but it expands as you complete the levels, as you unlock more worlds. It's just expands and allows you to like traverse it with the new abilities to get collectibles throughout the overworld, and it's just really fun to do. Like I was taking my time away from the levels just to collect what I can,
Can I
and it's
oh, go on.
really
Sorry,
fun.
I didn't realize you were still talking. Go on.
No, I'm just about finished at this point.
Okay,
Well, not that point.
I just wanted to say again, as like an outsider, this is the this feels like the first Sonic game since like Sonic on maybe the original release of Sonic Generations that feels like it
Yeah.
had any sort of notable budget to it, like whatsoever.
Oh,
If that
absolutely.
makes sense. I feel like it's been a while since they gave a Sonic game like a budget. Like I know like
I mean,
Frontiers in particular was pretty budgeted for like what it was. And like I this is the first time in a while it feels like they give the Sonic team like a notable budget.
you know, it's funny. I was playing like Generations on the Switch, and it was kind of dawning on me like this is like the first good-looking Sonic game on this system.
Right.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
Frontiers plays fine on Switch, but the thing is also like, ooh, it's having a lot of pop-ins from just it being like such a big open world.
Yeah, Frontiers, from what I've read and heard, is like surprisingly had like a smaller budget than you might think, like a mainline open world Sonic would have. Like that, I heard like somewhere that one was a very like do or die type of game. Like if this doesn't take off, it's like we're doing something else. Like we're like recouping Sonic. We're gonna like do a big internal shifting. Like that was kind of a do or die situation with the series. Is something I think I remember hearing somewhere, and it worked out for them because that one sold good. But I think between the success of that and like the movies doing well, I think, you know, say what you want with those movies, they're probably low key the thing that maybe saved this franchise a bit, whether people want to admit that or not.
I think so. I think it definitely proved that Sonic has like mainstream appeal still.
Yeah,
and can, like
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
still
think
make a new audience.
the combo of those two things kind of made them like go like, okay, we can start giving these guys like a real ass budget again. Because this game, like, it's kind of crazy. It's particularly the shadow stuff. Like how polished it looks. Like there's nothing I've seen in it where it's like it's got a bit of that Sonic stank. You know what I mean? Like Sonic games sometimes have a bit of that
Right.
stank to them. I've seen
It's really
none
fun.
of that
Sorry.
stank. It's super polished. It's like super good looking. Like the cutscenes animate well. The in-game stuff animates well. It's got like good lighting. It's got like good like world design. Like things don't feel like half baked.
It's funny because when they first revealed it, it seems so like because I feel like Generations is a game that holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
It didn't really. There wasn't anything that seemed like it really needed a huge update or anything to it.
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting much from it, especially since the last one they did was for Sonic Colors.
Oh,
That was
and
a whole-
that was the whole thing.
That was
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
um,
When you mentioned like the movies and shit saving the series, I was just thinking, if Sonic can put on one last show, maybe they can save the theater.
It's the Sonic Telethon. They did this like the Sonic Telethon to get money for the theater.
I mean, basically,
Sure did.
yeah. It probably also helps that it seems like a pretty reasonably scoped game.
Right.
Yeah.
They probably felt better making it more of like a I don't know exactly. It's like what, like 2 or 3 hours,
It's about this. It's
Yeah.
about the length of original Generations, pretty much.
right? So they
I-
probably felt better making a shorter game when it's packaged with another like game that's of comparable length that they can kind of
Yeah.
revitalize.
Yeah,
alongside
I hope going forward, because this is a problem the series has. It sometimes like tries to overcompensate for like said length, and I hope going forward they're a bit more okay with games being a bit short, a bit high, more replayable and like high quality. I hope they consider that a bit more, because I think if a game's like 8 hours long at the most, but you can kind of play it over and over again. I think that is perfectly fine.
Right. That's what I wanted to say. Is that one of the strengths is its playability and adding those collectibles to those levels, requiring you to actually have to replay it, try different routes, or get better. Does a lot to this game's playtime and to its enjoyment, even in the overworld where they added in challenges and different movement options and different tasks and different dialogues to get into. It just makes you want to just keep walking around and just enjoy this playground.
I'm
It's kind of
curious-
just I
Continue.
was gonna say it's like doing what Frontiers did, but compacting it into a better something that's better suited for this length. But I feel like it's more compact design does a lot for it. I hope they
Right.
work with this in the future.
I'm curious. I'm curious what the modding scene for this game will look like, because Generations is a game that still kind of has held the mantle for a Sonic game with a lot of mods. Frontiers has carried it a little bit, but
Hmm.
I know Lost World and Forces were very people were not very into making stage mods and character
It's
mods
like
for those
how
games.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii is the modern Mario game to mod.
Right. So that's just something I'm interested in seeing in the future,
Yeah.
because Shadow has a
Um,
pretty interesting moveset in this
Mhm.
game to design.
I
around.
actually took a look at the modding scene, the current
Are there
modding
any?
state. Yeah, right now they got a couple of character skin mods for Shadow, Boshi over Shadow, Metal Sonic,
Boshi.
Amy. Yeah, Boshi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yoshi
that's
X
great.
Boshi Generations.
Someone was waiting for this game to come out to get the Boshi mod running.
Yeah, they
Baby
added in
breath.
Mario 64. And he changed the
Oh, of
boss
course.
fight to Wario. I'm not saying to which boss, you're gonna have to look for yourself. Of course, you're
I-
changing character model.
I love this screenshot of Boshi.
I put it on
Shadow
screen.
Generation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's really good. His
This is
damn
this is a
nose.
very Gmod camera image.
The added in the Shadow the Hedgehog model.
the Epic
Someone
Soulful 2005 model.
someone put in Balloon Mario.
Balloon Mario,
Yeah.
like P Balloon.
Uh,
The one from
64
Wonder?
DS.
Oh,
DS.
Okay,
64 DS.
what is he over?
Yeah.
Playable or?
He should replace the balloon obstacles in the game that you have to homing attack and explode and bounce off of.
No, just over Shadow.
Yeah, I just looked this up.
Just over Shadow.
He's just playable over Shadow. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, they went in and like took out like the glow on Shadow. So, which is fair. He is a little too shiny. There is an Amy Rose mod, which is really good. She looks
Amy
so
with
cute.
chaos powers.
Yeah.
She's a
And
female.
shorts.
She can't have those powers.
Yeah, she's not a male hedgehog.
That's the dumbest
also
thing in this
wearing,
whole
like-
series. I think.
She's also like actually wearing shorts.
The male hedgehog thing is like, all right, guys.
Wait, that's a real thing?
Yeah, it's only
I
like
think it was.
Them- yeah,
That's not Sonic lore from the Chick-fil-A streaming service Sonic show?
I think maybe they
Amy, I
should.
know you want to be a superhero and have powers like us.
That's lore. I don't know if it's still real. I don't think they may have like changed their mind later, but like that's lore.
Yeah,
They feel like they made specifically just to like make Amy Rose like not be as cool as Sonic. Like, no, we can't have the pink female do things that Sonic can. We can't do that.
Oh, they added Shibuya for Persona Olympics.
Okay, we
Finally!
can't just sit here and list character mods off.
Right,
I just
Don't worry,
love
that's it.
weirdly
Don't worry, that's it,
specific
but the
character
modding
mods
scene-
for things.
Yeah. For what I'm gonna say about the modding scene, what it looks like is gonna happen is first thing is they're gonna be probably porting over the Generations mod to Shell X Generations, and as they slowly work on that, they'll start making levels specifically for Shadow's moveset in mind.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
just curious
interesting.
about that. I feel like that's when people are really jiving with the Sonic game. There's a lot of good like fan material of it.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Right.
we even got like Balloon Mario, so
Yeah, anything's possible. Anything can happen. Which is make the rules.
I think they should let female Sonic hedgehogs go super. I'm just gonna say it. I'm a bit of a feminist.
Whoa.
So
I
true.
hey. You can make those strides if you want.
Gonna,
I think anyone and no one can stop you.
They're gonna make Amy go super. They're like, how does this involve her crush on Sonic? Anyway, any more thoughts on Sonic X Shadow Generations?
I'm just really enjoying the story going on here. It's just doing a lot. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's going more into that to like Shadow and kind of like it is literally just Shadow the Hedgehog 2 because we're kind of it is going back and looking back at like Shadow's relationship between the Doctor, Maria, and Doom.
Right.
And
Yeah.
also, I gotta say, it's nice to play a Switch Sonic game with like a good classic Sonic controls.
Oh.
Aw.
Well, it's not as good as like,
Sonic Mania?
yeah.
Did the
The
word-
Six
sequel-
Superstars
that class-
has the same kind of physics too. You're just digging on forces, aren't you? Oh, you can say it. You
True
can say it.
that. True that.
I played with like better classic controls before.
That's my favorite Sonic line ever. Is Tails going,
True dat.
True dat. Why did he say that? What did he
I don't
say?
know. I've been
True
saying-
dat.
You should look. You've probably looked at like all the removed lines from forces.
I think I have. That
Do you
sounds
know about
familiar. I know there's that makes it sounds like something I've heard of before.
There was like, it somehow it got leaked. Like all these revisions they made to the writing were
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, and then like what's his name? The guy who was like the Sonic Twitter
Aaron
guy.
Weber.
But he's like, you can't put this stuff in the game. They're gonna be
Yeah,
mocking you.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was like
And
a
he did it.
what was there was a weird line. I don't remember what. He's like, you literally can't put this in the game.
Was it where Tails was like cowering in fear and he said, "I'll be reunited with you soon, Sonic"?
Yeah, it's
Saying
something like
that
that.
line.
He's like, they're going to be mocking this line forever. You can't put this in the game. Something like that.
It could have been a lot more disastrous. We had no idea.
He was a hero. What's the image? He was a hero. I just didn't know it.
What else? What else happened in the last week?
Well, there's one more news topic we have, and then we'll move on to questions we got.
Oh yeah.
What?
Zelda UO is back.
That's not a topic we listed.
Oh.
Rosa, when we talk about something we watched or played this week, you can talk about Zelda UO. I promise.
Fine.
We need to. Our guest is here to talk about SpongeBob cartoon episode. Seep and
Yeah.
Jasmine, talk about SpongeBob Halloween cartoon camp episode you watched.
Yeah, so
SpongeBob
I
SquarePants
watched
Creepaway Camp.
I watched Creepaway Camp. I watched it because Seep was like, "That's a thing you could talk about," and I'm like, "Yeah, that is a thing I could talk." I watched it right before we did all the recording, so
Very fresh.
it's not very good.
Oh, come on. This is SpongeBob SquarePants Creepaway Camp. It's a Paramount Plus Halloween special starring all your favorite SpongeBob characters. All of them, all 40 of them. And they're your favorite.
Including who I learned is a recurring character on the show Camp Coral. The horrible like seal character from like the tanning episode is in Camp Coral all the time, and he's in this episode too.
Yeah.
There's some fucking insane deep cuts in the Camp Coral cast. Like, they fucking have Nurse Helga, who's in one episode of season 11, and it's just like, sure, make her a thing. But like, a lot of the characters are new, right? So I said this while I was watching the episode, is that it feels like the fucking Tasmania theme song, where it's just constantly introducing me to these terrible new characters that I don't know at all. And like, before I can have time to process their existence, they're introducing even more. And it's like the whole special that's doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
So basically the plot of the special is SpongeBob and friends, they get a mysterious letter inviting everyone back to Camp Coral, which has been abandoned for years now. So it's kind of taking on the premise of a slasher movie where you're kind of at this old what used to be like a summer campsite, but it's kind of abandoned and spooky, and people are getting taken out one by one. And throughout the entire thing, it's like a huge Camp Coral reunion, basically. Which is really funny because like I think for a few reasons. One, Camp Coral is like done. It's over.
yeah.
It's been off the air for some time now.
It's been off the air for some time now.
Yeah, didn't season 2 just air on Paramount Plus and that was it?
I think it was like earlier this year. They just kind of dumped it all. And it's weird because I think it's treating the material of Camp Coral with a level of familiarity that I don't know if it's earned. Like it's very strange. Like
I've seen the first like 12 seasons of SpongeBob, and I couldn't recognize half the characters in this 25th anniversary special. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like we're kind of at a point in SpongeBob's history where you can't just introduce a fuck ton of new side characters all at once. It just kind of doesn't feel organic to me.
Well, yeah, because the show, like, up until very recently, I'm gonna let you speak in a second, Steve, because you probably have more to say. I just want to say, the show, I would say up until like around after the second movie, SpongeBob had like 8 characters they used like ever. There was like the 6 main characters, and then like Karen, Larry, and Miss Puff and Pearl. Like there was like 10 characters they like rotate between. They got like 50 now. They like rotate between.
And like I'm fine with them adding new people to the cast. Like if there's a new character you click with and it just you find you have shit to do with them, that's fine. I get it. It happens. But it's just like I feel like there's so much and it's just I don't know. I don't know the best way to put it.
I give them a little bit of leeway because, well, a lot of the characters here were just made for Camp Coral.
Yeah.
And that's that's a different show. I get them introducing new characters just for kind of different purposes in there. It's just funny, like, kind of bringing them into, I don't know if they plan to use them in more episodes or if this is kind of supposed to be like a last hurrah of sorts. But I think
I know, like,
I don't know,
lots
Nick-
of the Camp
Nintendo's
Coral
the only
characters
one.
have, like, appeared sporadically throughout the main series.
Yeah, I wish Nintendo was here because I think Nintendo could give us kind of the what's what, because I think he's the only one who's been on this show who has watched like every SpongeBob branch.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a few of these characters have like appeared here and there, but this is literally just a new character, a new set of characters. There will be like a set of 3 characters that appear in some location that SpongeBob and friends visit, and they go like, "Oh, hey, it's this character. How are you doing?" And then they say, "Hi, SpongeBob. I've been living my life and whatever." And then they have like a quick little thing with them, and then they get killed off.
Yeah, that's
they
basically the whole
disappear.
structure of the episode. And it's just like, as someone who's, and I guess this just kind of means I'm not the target audience for this episode, because I have not seen a single episode of Camp Coral, but it's just like, this feels like a weird thing to do for a 25th anniversary special. I don't know.
Now, Jasmine, there's a lot of characters that you aren't familiar with because of you haven't watched Camp Coral, but I think there's a couple that caught your interest that you can recognize in a crowded room. What did you think of meeting up with Narlene and Nobby? Is his name Nobby?
Hey, yeah, that's his name.
Narlene
So
and Nobby.
I need to clarify that before tonight, I have never watched an episode therein, ever. And despite that, I have concluded they're my least favorite characters on the show.
Okay, everybody watching, we know who Narlene and Nobby are. The famous SpongeBob characters, Narlene and Nobby, right? Introduced in Camp Coral, who became recurring SpongeBob characters.
But SpongeBob Castle, they had a new excuse to get hillbilly characters in, and they were jumping up and down.
They have a brand new like designated like a hillbilly episode like set of characters now.
And just so you know, I was gonna try to avoid bringing this up, but I was looking at images on the wiki to like get on screen. One of the main gags of Darlene as a character is she has big cartoon feet, and they love to emphasize her big cartoon like feet. And I'm not saying this like in a fetish way at all. I'm more saying just SpongeBob, like, I think one of the lamest things you could do with like a character in a cartoon is like, oh, they got big stinky cartoon feet. And they do this like once an episode with this character.
That's
is
like
one of her main
partially the
jokes.
reason she's my least favorite character, even though I've never seen an episode with her until right now, is just like, I really hate her character design. I get that like SpongeBob character, she just doesn't look like a narwhal is the thing, and like none of the SpongeBob characters look like the animals they are, but she doesn't look like a SpongeBob narwhal. Does that make sense at all?
No, I get it, because I think a lot of the designs, even if they're very heavily abstracted, they kind of play into parts of the animals.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like
Pearl's a whale, so she's really big, or Mr. Krabs has jokes about his like shell and his claws. Narlene is just kind of like
he looks like a weird forest gremlin, and the only thing that makes her a narwhal is her horn.
She could have been a human. She and her brother could have just been just random, just human people. They could have been the new Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Don't say that. Don't even imply it.
Well, he already said it, so there's no taking it back now.
Yeah, they should have been humans with human colored skin.
Sorry, I'm just
Really
on,
nice
I'm just on the wiki right now because just getting research for this. There's so many freaking characters they've introduced like in the past 2 years. Like I said, it's just so weird because I feel like for so long this show had like 10 characters, and now you like to watch this episode, you have to know who Elwood is.
Yeah.
Ryan, could you get this image on the screen? This ketchup image.
Yeah.
Right? Can you add in the Danganronpa version?
You can give me it. I'll put that one on screen too.
Alright.
They did this joke like 3 times in the Plankton movie that got leaked. They just apparently really love ketchup as blood. And
I mean, that's like the ultimate cartoon joke, you know? Don't worry, guys, it was just ketchup mixed with strawberry jam.
and like corn syrup and like red paint. Oh, don't worry, guys.
We should have a joke like that in our.
I'm sorry,
We should
because
in our
now I'm
Halloween episode.
thinking about. So, because I am autistic as hell and like this, something I would do for fun is write fake Plants vs. Zombies almanac jokes.
Okay.
And so I wrote one for the Buckethead zombie that's just, don't worry, guys, that's not blood on the bucket, it's red paint. Red paint that gets its color from the blood used to make it.
Oh, that's pretty subversive of you. You were pretty clever. You watched a lot of cartoons, didn't you? You studied the medium of jokes, of cartoon joke telling.
Yeah, I like to think I'm occasionally funny.
Yeah, I mean, you have a comedy cartoon comic series.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking at like so you said earlier this is supposed to be like the 25th anniversary for SpongeBob, right?
I think so, yeah.
Technically, that's what they'll call it on Paramount.
Okay.
Plus, to get you to click on it.
So I was gonna say this is like a weird one because like if it was like the Patrick Star Show is involved in this too, maybe it'd be more like a big fun unified event thing. But the fact it's like Camp Coral specifically, I think is kind of funny because I feel like that's the one of like the 3 Sponge shows they've done that feels like it has like the least like reverence to it. Like, you know, SpongeBob. I don't even tell you the original SpongeBob is a popular show. There's even like a thing that needs to be brought up, and like Patrick Star Show is really like popular, like a lot of like animation fans specifically. Like that has like a lot of like
got renewed.
Yeah, it's got like a lot of online reference to it. But like I don't know, like did kids even like Camp Coral that much? Like comparatively to like regular
that's the
SpongeBob.
thing, like again, I haven't watched like any Camp Coral, and I don't want to like put words in Hillenberg's mouth or shit, but it just feels I can't wipe the corporate stench off of its vibes.
Right, I get that definitely.
We're gonna do a SpongeBob show, but they're all babies and it's CG. It just feels like the most executives trying to make something they think is appealing show of all time to me.
Yeah, they really tried to push it.
Yeah.
But wasn't made to last.
I'm looking at images from this one. I like that like it's a SpongeBob Sandy Patrick trio episode. I think they're like a fun trio. They don't always get to do a ton with. I like that they're doing that here. That's pretty fun.
If only they were better written. I've talked about this on the Krusty Cast. The show needs more Sandy Patrick conflicts. They are really good character foils that don't get used enough.
You think so?
I like that episode from the first 3 seasons where they're trying to get... Because I think the vibe I always get from Patrick and Sandy is like they're not really friends. They're kind of both just mutually friends with SpongeBob. So like, so like they kind of have to like deal with each other more than anything.
They are kind of like polar opposites in most ways.
Yeah, like I think there's a fun element where like, yeah, Patrick's stupid, Sandy's smart, but they're also both pretty stubborn. And I think that's the sauce with them.
Nosferatu's in this episode. They gotta stop.
Yeah, you have the whole creepy crew.
Why do they keep bringing that guy back? I feel like that ruins the joke if you keep bringing him back.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, when they did it the first time, it was kind of cool. I feel like they're just taking advantage of, like, they got this actor guy who can, like, be Nosferatu.
Yeah, they took like 800 images to use as frames of animation. This guy.
Yeah.
Now they have to use them all.
Yeah, or else he's gonna be put into a Friday Night Funkin' mod.
I mean, I guess that we can kind of tackle it. Jasmine, have you watched much of the Patrick Show at all?
I have not. I have seen exactly 1 episode.
Okay, I've been recently watching more of that show. Ever since Nintendo did a big sort of video on it. I've been seeing a few people, talk about the show a little bit. It piqued my curiosity a bit. So I watched a bit of it. Oh, go ahead.
It's piqued my curiosity. I just haven't gotten around to it yet because I don't get around to anything.
I've watched a lot of like modern SpongeBob stuff. And I honestly think the Patrick Show is like the strongest thing they're making right now.
I can believe that.
That's what I've heard. Like, it kind of gives me the impression that this is the show they kind of want to be making.
Right. I think SpongeBob really kind of has a problem. I mean, I think a lot of people have already pointed this out of like something that's been running on for so long. You can only do so many ideas with.
Yeah.
It feels like it's kind of at odds with like wanting to do new stuff, but also they have to, if they stray too far from, I guess, the original vision of the show, it all feels kind of out of place. Like we've been talking about, like they have all these random crazy characters that kind of don't feel very connected
Yeah.
to the show. They don't feel like they add much to the very simple formula of the show.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
so I
I
think
think that like something that's, again, I haven't watched like much of the Patrick Show at all, but I know that for a while the show was just moving in this more wacky and irreverent direction. So just like having a show where they can fully commit to that, I think it's healthy. It gives
Right.
the animation crew the enrichment they deserve.
No, that's
It's
exactly
like-
how I feel about it.
It's like
What is it,
their
Rosa?
playpen. It's like their playpen.
No, yeah, exactly. I think I don't know. It's like the Patrick
Like-
Show can have it can have more freedom to do kind of like really wacky things.
Yeah, like I
feels-
don't know
it-
if the Patrick Show would be my cup of tea, but I do think I like respect it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, definitely. From what I've seen, it's very like it's genuinely really funny. It feels like the jokes and kind of like all the really wacky visuals of it feel a lot more I guess symbiotic. I think sometimes in the main show, where it can feel at odds with like the writing and the visuals can feel at
Right.
odds with one another.
Yeah.
Um,
From what I
I-
see,
I think-
from what I see, I feel the same. I think I think if everything I see in the Patrick Star show flows a bit better together compared to what I've seen of modern Bub, modern Bob. like personally speaking, like on a personal level. And it's got Dana Snyder in it, so like that's like
oh yeah,
unfair to
That's-
anything
that's
else.
Grand Pat's a great character. The Patrick Show is also just like really good looking.
Mhm.
I think visually it might be like my favorite looking of all the shows. Like
yeah,
the background
I
work.
think I need to check more of it out, because
Yeah, it sticks very much to the SpongeBob style, but it just takes a little more of a surreal approach. Like the backgrounds are a
Yeah.
little more. They play
I
with
have
colors
seen
a little
like
more.
just screenshots of it, and I do love the way the backgrounds are done. Like,
No, yeah, definitely. So I mean, hey, anyone who's listening to this, if you think you'd be interested in the Patrick Show, I don't know, give it a look see. If maybe you weren't the biggest fan of SpongeBob's Creepaway Camp,
yeah,
maybe watch like one of the episodes of the Patrick Show where Patrick's like a monster or whatever.
Someone, Lilith in chat earlier said this that she really likes the designs of the Patrick Star show and wish that new game used them. And I noticed about Nickelodeon about SpongeBob branding. I think they consider all three SpongeBob shows a separate brand, and they can't okay, so like if you're making like a Nick crossover game, like regular Patrick's in it, you can't like make like a Patrick Star Show stage. Like there has to be like a dedicated Patrick Star Show character in the game.
Child Squidina.
Yeah, and they're very weird about that. And the Patrick Star game is mostly based off the mainline show. So like you can't have like Patrick's like shirt for the Patrick Star Show as an outfit, because like it's not a Patrick Star Show game, it's a SpongeBob game. It's a super weird thing they do, because I don't think any kid would care about like that. Like, oh, the branding's messed up. Why is he wearing a shirt in the modern SpongeBob timeline? I don't think they would think about that whatsoever. But that's like the thing like companies think about, because like it's very noticeable to me. Like he doesn't wear that outfit like as an alt costume in any like Nick crossover game they make with like alt costumes, which he feels like he should be.
Nick Tendo
Yeah.
said this in his big SpongeBob universe mega review.
Mhm.
But I do think we were kind of robbed of like a mediocre platformer that takes place in Patrick's house from the Patrick Show, where you just have a bunch of like random stuff running around as enemies. You have to fight like household objects
You
and
can
stuff.
drive through his house in Nick Kart Racers 3. I know that.
I mean,
That's
Patrick has a
pretty cool.
time machine in his house, right? You just need to send this show back in time to the age of like the Game Boy Advance, and there we go.
It's the Game Boy Advance really is the perfect platform for that. Like,
Yeah.
I
That's
think the
why I
Patrick
said
Star
it.
Show, it kind of exists in the universe of all those games where like they didn't know what to make for the enemies, so you just fight like bats and like
Right.
living kitchen appliances and stuff. That's just what the Patrick Show is like.
So I was looking
I
at
would make our own.
Rose. Are you far away from your mic right now?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say we could like make our own Patrick Star game
With blackjack
DVD or
and
whatever
hookers.
to the game.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about this. I feel like if I was born like 5 to 10 years earlier, I would have gotten really into making like Flash games and shit.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, Squidina is in Nick Kart Racers 3. That's why they were able to include the Patrick Star Show racetrack, because there was a Patrick
Of course.
Star Show brand character in it. Is she like on like modern SpongeBob ever, like right now? Because I know she like technically debuted in it. Did she ever just show up and go like, "Hey Patrick, it's me, your
I don't
sister"?
know, but I was looking at like a list of upcoming episodes, and there does seem to be one that spotlights her. So
That's kind of fun.
Squidina heads, we're not out of it now.
That's kind of
Yeah.
like a funny, weird thing they did. Like she was like in like the space Christmas episode they did. Like that's where she
Yeah.
debuted, like in SpongeBob.
Goons on the moon.
Yeah,
And I think that I was thinking about it because I feel like something Pearl kind of needs on this show is just like a consistent friend group. Because I always
Right.
feel like Pearl's kind of been underdeveloped as far as SpongeBob's like main cast goes.
Well, that's what you have Narlene for. They had a whole episode where they went to the mall together and they tried on shoes, and Narlene's feet were so big that she broke through the shoes.
I'm aware this episode exists, but I'm not happy about it.
the car high, like makeover.
Makeover. Yeah, I mean, you asked for it. You want Pearl to have more friends. There you go. We can have Squidina, Narlene, and Pearl.
Not Narlene. I want Narlene dead. If they make me the showrunner of SpongeBob, I'm giving Narlene the Squilliam treatment.
Didn't they give
Oh man.
Pearl like a friend group at some point? There's like she had like a goth friend. I remember
they
that.
did, like in the episode Mall Girl Pearl.
Yeah.
Except I think they were like all voiced by celebrities, so
Oh,
they
no.
couldn't become recurring
It's
characters.
freaking Nicki Minaj and
Bro.
Steven Universe moment.
They
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
brought on like Aubrey Plaza to voice her goth friend.
Of course,
my
it was
God,
Aubrey
Rosa.
Plaza. What'd she send?
I can't describe what this is.
This is an image. Did you draw this?
Yeah, let me get it on screen
Yeah.
right now.
She draws pictures during the show sometimes, and this is
Awesome
one
picture.
of them. Yeah. I think we always see that. This is symbolic. Oh my god, it's all conspiracy. Like the Dan Schneider conspiracy. I think it connects to this, right?
Why did I say?
Is that too far? Too soon? Sorry.
I don't know.
When are they gonna add in like that goth, like the not the actual goth character? Like remember that one?
Sergey?
The fake fan character someone made?
Is that Sergey?
Yeah,
I gotta put Sergey in the
the
show.
one that could use the one that can blast fire out of her hand.
I could see them referencing that, honestly. They reference some
Low-key,
weird, like...
when they did Mall Girl Pearl way back in like 2015, there was a part of me that's like, is Nocturna supposed to be like an homage to Sergey?
She does kind of look like it. Like, but to be fair,
Yeah.
Sergey is like this, like the kind of typical SpongeBob NPC fish shape as a goth
Yeah.
character, which Nocturna just kind of is too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw she's played by Audrey Plaza again. Like, of course, the celebrities voicing this character is Audrey Plaza.
Season
Yeah.
9 had like a weird number of celebrity guests. Like they got the whole cast of Happy Days on for an episode. They
I believe
got
that.
Biz Markie, they got Betty White and Bob Barker. A lot of these people are dead now, which
God, that is true.
I feel like there might be a curse for if you were a celebrity guest.
What do you
voice
wait? Hold
season
on.
9.
Wait, I'm taking a step back. What do you mean, Biz Markie was Kenny the cat of all characters?
Kenny the
He was.
cat who has to hold his breath.
Yeah, why?
In water?
He was fucking of all characters. He was goddamn Kenny the cat.
I mean, he's got a pretty good lineup of cartoon voices. He's got that. He's got the giant
the
horny
horrible
snail
snail
character.
They can't be giving Biz Markie these roles. Come on, they gotta give him like a good character. I was gonna say next time, but
No. Yeah, well, he got to be on Yo Gabba Gabba.
that's true. He had Biz's beat of the day.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I think part of the SpongeBob curse is a lot of the celebrities they get are like 70 years old
Yeah.
because it's a boomer show sometimes.
Season 9 was the last season to feature a voiced Mermaid Man appearance. Think about it.
Yeah.
That was so long ago now.
I know
Yeah.
recently they had Jennifer Tilly on an episode of SpongeBob. That was one of the most like what celebrity appearances on that show for me.
You
Oh
should
my
keep
god.
doing that.
Just like having weird celebrities. What was their most? I haven't caught any of the recent. I don't know who they've been getting on that show lately. I think Jennifer Tilly is the most recent one.
I remember like the Tango Woman was one of them, but I forget who she was.
Oh, the Tango Woman. That's right.
They had what was it? Johnny Depp on back in the day or something, right?
Yeah,
he was
and they
the-
wear panties, I think.
they
No,
got
that
a
was
lot of
David
expensive-
Bowie.
That
was David
Yeah,
Bowie.
David Bowie was on. That's like
Another-
that's probably like the single biggest thing they've had on the show ever.
Johnny Depp voiced the surfer guy,
That's right.
who I don't even remember talking in the episode that much. That might have just been like he shows up for 5 minutes so they can use him in the commercial.
SpongeBob crew probably
Kinda
didn't. I like to imagine the SpongeBob crew didn't even know like he was gonna be voicing that character. Like, oh, okay, I guess he's voicing that character.
I wonder sometimes. I wonder how far ahead they know. Did they was that a role they wrote for David Bowie?
Whenever they get like an old man like celebrity on, they're like ride or die for it. But sometimes with like the celebrity like Nick gets on, it's like, oh, that guy's voicing him. It's not an 80-year-old greaser celebrity. From like Happy Days.
I feel like each time a celebrity shows up with SpongeBob, they die.
Each time? I mean, everybody
Each time.
dies.
Just like The Simpsons.
Oh, they predicted. Oh my god,
And they both star yellow characters.
yeah.
Somebody said
Oh,
LeBron
wait,
James
Yellow.
was on the show. Okay, he was in Truth or Square. That doesn't count.
Yeah, any of the like anniversary specials where they have a live action person waving for 2 seconds
Yeah, like
doesn't
Truth or
count.
Square, they got the guy on the penny in that special. They just got
Bro.
fucking everyone.
They were letting anyone on.
I just remember. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about like 2010's era SpongeBob critique YouTube and like Mr. Render complaining about the guy on the penny, like he's named Abraham Lincoln. Don't you know?
Hashtag say his name.
The one celebrity I'll give you for Truth or Square was Robin Williams because he had a scene with Patchy. That's like the realest one they got to like do actually anything.
That's like the dream role for anyone, isn't it?
Do you agree with
Being
Patchy?
alongside Patchy.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the animatic for Truth or Square at the beginning is just Paul Tibbett saying guest starring celebrity guest 1, celebrity guest 2.
Oh my god. I did
That's
not
pretty
know
funny.
about that. It's just like I feel like with a lot of the old fucking 2010s era Sponge, I know this is like kind of going off topic, but I feel like they were right about a lot of these episodes being bad, but they always had like the stupidest reasons for it.
Yeah, it was no golden age of thoughtful critique, I'd say.
It's back when you could go on YouTube and tell your fans to attack the writer of a show you didn't like. This is back when Tara Straw could go on Twitter and tell everyone to attack the new Powerpuff Girl voice actors.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. I can't believe she did that. Go on, Rosa.
Bad news, everyone. The SpongeBob Gothel Sargate is lost media.
That video can't be found anymore.
Yeah, it can't be found. No longer available.
Damn.
No re-uploads?
No.
Someone's got to get like
Yeah.
the else supersonic guy on this. He's so good at finding all these baby show lost media. He can do it.
Yeah.
We gotten so far off of the Camp Coral thing. You guys got anything you want to say the Camp Creep Away episode?
Oh wait, re-upload.
Yeah, you can't call something lost media because you couldn't find it in 5 minutes on YouTube's busted like search engine.
I'm gonna be real, I don't have much to say about the Creepaway Camp episode other than who the fuck are these people, and it's not very good. Like, most of the jokes were, like, actively unfunny to me.
I do want to talk about there's a big mystery in the episode about who invited them and who's like picking them off one by one. And the reveal they have for who it is so like unsatisfying because it's another like, oh, it's a character from Camp Coral. Like it's just exactly
Exactly.
that. And there's no, I could have forgiven that if they had some kind of like flashback sequence to start off with that sort of established what Camp Coral is. But it really just takes it as a given that you've
Yeah.
seen every episode and know all the characters. So it was such a like whatever reveal. I don't even remember his name. It was just some like
Elwood.
random kid.
No, I said his name earlier because that was like one of the characters I was listening to know. It was like he's like a very like shockingly standard name. Hold on,
It's Elwood.
Elwood. It was Elwood.
Elwood.
That was like one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like this is like a guy on the show now. He's in the Patrick Star show too. This is the lore character.
What the shit?
We should have put this.
I
Star
don't
Show
know
will just
which
have.
characters are in which shows anymore.
Yeah, sometimes they'll just put like a random character. Oh, I just saw Elwood in the Patrick Star show. His design's really funny, actually.
He's like a goth kid.
They made
It's-
him like
it's-
an emo teen.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Wouldn't that like
they'll
actively
put random
contradict
characters in
the
the Patrick show,
backstory
though.
he was given in the special?
Uh-oh.
Do you
I
want-
know
wanna go on, like, a
SpongeBob
50
continuity is negative, non-existent.
No, we got to go on a lore rant. No. This is something that they were carefully setting up on the SpongeBob crew, and the Patrick Star crew just had to walk all over it, like completely contradicting Elwood's intended trajectory as a character.
Patrick's house was not a turtle. Stepping on the show's name when they revealed his house was a turtle. It was never a turtle. I think it's SpongeBob's such a funny show to get like
So, okay,
very up in arms about that kind of stuff with.
Absolutely, like, I don't even disagree with it, but I saw a thumbnail for a video on YouTube that was talking about the Creepaway Camp special as 1 hour of awfulness. And there's a part of me that's just like, I don't even disagree with that, but it feels like you're getting so worked up about shit that doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
It don't matter. Rosa, what were you trying to say? You were trying to say something earlier?
the circuit video is found, but it has no audio.
It's probably just like a copyrighted like punk
It
song.
sucks.
In season B47, it's season 7, episode 4B, Patrick has a grandpa, and it's not the one he has a grandpa. They ruined it. The lore.
By the way, what is this about? Like Ellis Sonic Q writing about?
Don't worry about it. We don't even have to worry about that even remotely right now.
Yeah,
I saw
we're
that.
talking
I know what that
about
is.
deep SpongeBob lore and continuity and shit.
There's certain series
Yeah.
where, like, I think if you're getting like a little worked up over continuity, it's like I don't think anyone who's ever worked on this for even a second has thought about this as hard as you. Like Mario and SpongeBob
Mario,
are
absolutely.
like the two I
It's
think
like-
of.
I think about, so I'm one of the writers for Weird Mario Enemies, and something we love doing is just like making stupid theories about Mario lore, but we all kind of hate the Mario-verse people because we're like, no, Nintendo doesn't think about this shit. There's no Mario
Yeah,
lore.
SpongeBob and like Mario both exist in the same like universe where it's like the way things exist the way they need to exist for like gags and like stories they want to
Yeah.
tell. Like it's a very much a cartoon universe. It's like if you watch Looney Tunes, you're like, well, why is Elmer like a farmer this week? I thought he was a hunter. What how did he become a farmer? something like that.
Yeah.
And on
Yeah.
that subject, Toadsworth and Squilliam exist in the same universe.
Oh my god.
Dead.
Dead. Yeah. The universe of God's kingdom in heaven.
Exists in
Yeah.
that freaking Gumball world where they
Has
send
it?
all the horrible characters to or whatever.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, that track.
Do we want to talk about what we watched or played this week? Rosa, do you want to talk about Zelda UO?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
What is Zelda UO?
So, okay, so Zelda UO is a Zelda fan series. It became way back in the early 2000s with about like 7 episodes, but it was never finished. It was later rebooted for a bit, where the artist Scoots like redid the first episode 1-to-1 with just a better, higher art quality, but then it went dormant again until yesterday when I saw on the feed Zelda UO reboot, and
Awesome.
I was like the Peter Griffin McRibs back video. I like DM I DM my friend Zuma. It's like, it's back, dear. It's brought back. Give me a new episode. And Zuma's like,
What-
no way.
What did you think of it?
It looks really nice. It's clearly like using a bit of puppet animation, but honestly, it looks really nice. It is he really is fine-tuning like the narrative, because it's like taking plot points from a later episode, like huge Deku's like attacking them. That's like in the later episode, but they brought it in early and just worked it into like the beginning, and it's just like, wow, this is a lot more thought out now. I wonder if he's gonna finish. But if he does, that's nice. It's nice to see again. With anime getting rebooted this day, I'm glad another wonderful anime is getting rebooted, like Zelda UO.
To give chat some context to this, in case you just don't know, imagine like the Newgrounds like Mario or Kirby cartoon series you watched as a kid. Imagine that came back like 15 years later all of a sudden. Like that's what Rose is basically describing right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I've
so
never watched
we'll-
Zelda UO.
yeah. I remember. Yeah, you never did. When I said it, you're like, who? And then Bio's like, Sleep doesn't know about Diggs. Like, honestly,
I
it's
don't.
a shame you don't know about Diggs.
Like
I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard you talk about Diggs.
I don't know about Diggs either, but if it's any consolation, Seep, you and I know about fucking Harvey.
Harvey.
anyone watched Perfect Kirby as a kid?
Oh, Perfect Kirby. Yeah, I
When are-
seen
when
the
they-
one.
When are they bringing Perfect
hot
Kirby
tub
back?
episode line.
Yeah, when they bringing Perfect Kirby back and he saves George Bush with the penguin character. When they bringing that back?
Oh, Harvey. Sorry. Yeah, I know who Harvey is.
See, do you know what Perfect Kirby is? Like, do you know what that is?
No, yeah, that's where he's like Kirby's like a guy's roommate, and he's like stealing cookies.
He's like
and
a,
stuff,
he's
right?
like a secret agent with the penguin, and they save George Bush.
Yeah. I know about
Yeah,
that.
Just if you know what that is, just imagine if that came back like 20 years later. That's
Imagine
what
if Perfect Kirby
Right.
came back.
that's what Zelda UO is for like Rosa right now.
Sheldon Diggs. Also,
Okay.
Navi. Also, I think one of the fairies had like a season 2 Abe moment, but you'll know what I
A
mean.
season 2 Abe moment?
Yeah,
From
Like
Clone High?
High's Abraham Lincoln. Like gets
Yeah.
canceled?
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Should I be
But other
worried
than that-
about that?
No.
Okay, well
I mean,
thanks.
so far it's not too bad, but like, it's
Uh.
just nice to see. It's great to see Diggs again. I wonder if he's gonna get finished. I wonder how he's gonna like redo all the different plot points to make it more compact and flow better. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I
Yeah.
have faith in Ian Flynn. I think he's got this.
you're right.
I remember
You're right.
there was like this Mario cartoon I watched back in the day that's like to be continued at the end that I remember like for years I kept looking for another part. I think as a kid I couldn't accept there wasn't more to it. It was like Mario like is going on an adventure and he finds Yoshi at the end. And there was like to be continued and there was never another part because it was like a new grounds cartoon from back in the day.
Yeah, just like
What a riveting
Super
plot
Mario
that
Bros.
could have
Z.
been.
Too bad I never finished. I wonder why.
I mean, that's like a 20-part epic.
God.
As far as stuff like I've watched recently, so I wanted to do like a marathon of all the Treehouse of Horror episodes for Halloween.
Okay.
I made some good progress on it. I got like the first 20 done, but now I've kind of been in a rut because we had a few days where I've been doing this with some friends and they weren't able to make it. And then the next week I was like, I was just at my aunt's house to watch her dogs, so I didn't get to watch it then. And this week I just have to focus basically exclusively on the Goober Grove Halloween special. So
Right.
I don't know if I'm gonna get to finish this by the end of the month, but I can give some of my takes because in typical Jasmine fashion, I feel the need to put every single segment on a tier list.
I mean, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the best one is 5. Like, it's unfair how good Treehouse of Horror 5 is.
That's the one with the shinning and all that, right? Like, I remember that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not even just, like, one of the best Treehouses. That might be, like, a top 5 episode of the whole show.
Yeah, exactly. It's unfair how good it is.
It's kind of insane how every single segment in that one is, like, in a top, like, 10 for, like, Treehouse, probably.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, I gave both the Shining and Nightmare Cafeteria 7 ratings, and I think Time and Punishment is like the very top of 6 for me right now.
I love
What is your full scale?
I'm just using a 7-point scale just because
I see.
it's the Arlo scale.
7-point scale is
Arlos.
weird because 7 is not the best number for anything, so you hear about it and it's like, 7? But I've discovered it's like a really good scale. Like you get 3 tiers of good, 3 tiers of bad, and 1 tier of average, and that just feels right to me.
Arlo is low-key right about that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why there's 7 of him.
The segment in the shinning, when like from everything from like the no TV, no beer, make Homer go crazy, like that entire segment, I think might be like the best the show has ever looked. Like the rotating shot with Marge and then the character animation
So
Homer,
good.
the character animation
so
Homer
insane.
afterwards is like,
And I love just like how
insane.
visually striking a moment it is, especially given it's not parodying anything from the original movie. That's just like, that's a Simpsons invention. The Shining is the very top of the tier list right now.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
It's like, it's just the best one. The worst
Simpsons.
episode overall so far, I think, is Treehouse of Horror 12.
Let me see which one this
Which
one
one
is.
is that?
That's the one with Hex in the City, the Harry Potter parody, and House of Wax.
I almost said, is that the Harry Potter one when you said it? Because I was just thinking of like, okay, this is like early
House of
2000s.
Wax is like fine. It's the one where like the AI takes over the Simpsons house and tries to seduce Marge. It's a very middle of the road segment, but the other two are, woof, they are bad, really bad. Like
just like Harry Potter.
the middle segment is not good enough to lift up the other two.
Dear Lord,
I think like Treehouse of Horror, I want to say 16 had like 3 segments. I gave a 3 out of 7, so it had 3 bad segments instead of 2 terrible segments and 1 okay one. But I don't know. I think it's like I'd prefer consistent mediocrity to one that's okay with 2 awful ones.
I feel like some of the treehouses in between like the classic seasons, you know, when they're on their stride, and like the modern times, where like I feel like they use modern treehouses to experiment way more now. I feel like to tell weird stories.
I know 33 is like one of the best from the modern era.
Oh yeah,
I know it's really good.
It's like, and then a lot of those middle ones that are just shit like the Harry Potter segment. Like, all right, man, whatever.
Yeah. So far, the best post-classic segment for me has been the Ned Zone from Treehouse of Horror 15. It's the one where Flanders starts having death premonitions and shit. I think that one's really good.
Is that okay? That's one where they blow up the whole town at the end, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's a classic moment where Homer's knocked out and his tongue hits the button.
Yeah, like I
That's
think,
great.
like I put that in the top, and it's like the only post-classic segment I've put in the top tier. I do think it's just like genuinely one of my favorite segments, period.
From recent ones, I really like the one where they do the episode, the Sideshow Bob episode. Except this time he like actually gets to kill Bart.
Yeah.
And they kind of do like a what if about that, and I think that one's like the starting on that one is really great, like with how it looks like the original episode and all that.
Absolutely, like, that's a really cool visual. I know they love doing like this, just animating in the classic style recently.
And I think the
Right, we've
payoff,
talked about that.
the payoff that like Lisa as an adult gets to kill Sideshow Bob is like a really just like fun, creepy, like what if kind of scenario. I think
Yeah.
I like that it's a Nelson team up episode. That's fun. I like that Maggie's like in the jail, just kind of lets Lisa kill him too at the end. Also, I think that's fun. That entire like last scene and that one I think is really great.
Yeah. No, there's been some recent good ones. I like the one where they're kind of in that whole Simpsons world
Yeah.
Oh right, that one was
and
really.
they become self-aware. and they have to
Yeah,
escape.
I really love that. Really, all the ones from 33 are great. I haven't watched that in my rewatch, but
You cut to the worst. I don't know if I consider the worst, but like maybe the actual most uncomfortable. Like Treehouse is very rarely actually uncomfortable.
oh, are you talking about the one where Homer eats himself?
Yes,
I haven't reached that
yes,
one
The
yet.
one
is-
and only.
that's the only Treehouse that's like actively like icky. I would say like the most of the time they're just kind of like weird, like kind of spooky. That one just I couldn't tell you if that one's good or bad. But I respect for the fact that they went for something like just completely demented, like just horrible.
Yeah, I remember that like when the real Jims did his like bottom 20 Treehouse segments, he was like, I'm not putting this one on here. I'm not sure if I like it, but it's interesting, that's for sure. I can't
Right.
say it bored me.
That's one I could see, like someone adapting that kind of story into an actual like horror movie. And it actually like I could see someone actually making that work really well. I
Homer.
watched when they released, I think it was the 31st one. I watched one episode of Treehouse of Horror every day, and then I kind of ranked
Yeah.
like each of the segments like that. That was one where I had no idea where to put it. I technically put it on. I gave it its own tier where it's like, yeah, I can't. I don't know if this is like bad. It's like, I think it's doing what it's trying to do, like being genuinely
Yeah.
disturbing. So
I-
it's
I'll-
effective.
I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'll be able to watch all the rest because the Scuba Grove Halloween special is gonna eat up like all my time this week.
Oh right.
But
Yeah,
You gotta make room for Thanksgiving of horror.
that's true. They're doing another
Exactly.
one this year.
Another
too.
Thanksgiving of horror?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see this year's. This
I-
is another like there was a sports game that made them push it a week.
That sucks.
Here.
I think The Simpsons Transformers is more important, honestly.
Yeah, they
Right.
should have been doing.
Uh,
They should do what Family Guy does, where they did this year, where they just put it on Hulu, like
Mm.
early.
Yes, Rosa, by the way, it sounds like you're trying to say something.
Yeah.
Oh right. What I was gonna say. I was gonna ask. You seen the vampire episode?
Is that the one where like Bart, like Mr. Burns is a vampire?
Yeah.
That's a classic, yeah.
that's another one I put in the top tier. I love Bart Simpson's Dracula.
I love the stupid slide gag. Like,
Yeah, that might be the funniest. It's like, oh, when am I gonna be here again? And he hits the button, and they go down the slide.
Like, I think the whole segment is just a bunch of really stupid jokes, but I think they all land for me. The
Yeah.
fucking Charlie Brown Christmas ending.
that's like one of my favorite, I think, just jokes in The Simpsons ever. Like they're all about
Absolutely.
to attack Lisa, and it's so stupid, but it makes me laugh every
think the
time.
real Jims
The joke where
is
Bart tries to
more on
bite.
that segment than a lot of people, just because all the jokes are stupid. But I don't know. I think I'm just a sucker for that sort of thing.
It's just really. It has some like really good pacing of like fast jokes. Like in the scene where Bart tries to bite Lisa, it's just like 10
Yeah.
jokes comes in. It's like, Bart, what did I tell you about fighting yesterday? Wait, Bart's a vampire. Kill the boy. How do you know he's a vampire? It's a vampire.
That
And
one,
then there's the fucking.
that one
Today
has.
Today he's drinking blood. Tomorrow he could be smoking. I fucking love Marge.
It's such a
She's
good
my
Marge
favorite
line.
Simpsons character.
Uh,
That one's got the the devil one with Flanders too, and
Yeah.
that one gives you like a bit of like Lyle Hutz too. It's like, oh, you shouldn't have. Like it's a little bonus, it's a little treat. You shouldn't have.
Yeah,
That's
like
too
that
kind.
whole Treehouse
You
episode
spoil
is
me.
currently second place on my list. Third place is the first one. I think
Yeah,
the
the first
first
one's
Treehouse of Horror is like really good.
The Raven segment they do at the end is like legit, like super good.
Yeah.
That's a work of art.
Yeah,
Let me see.
Dan
And in
Castellano goes
fourth place
crazy.
is actually fucking Treehouse of Horror 20, which is the
Oh.
last one I watched thus far. It's a really good one, I think.
Let me look up which one that is.
It's the one with it has the Alfred Hitchcock parody. It has like their 28 Days Later, and it has the fucking Mo Sweeney
Oh.
Todd segment.
No, yeah, that I like that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's good. Yeah.
Like, it feels weird to put it above a lot of the classic era ones, but I feel like even like some of the good ones from the classic era kind of have the dud segment. Like, okay, you get like the fucking The Thing and I and Citizen Kang, but you also have the Genesis tub, which is kind of whatever.
what is that?
It's one where
Genesis
Lisa
tub?
gets like the tooth and the whole society evolved in
Oh.
it.
Oh, that's I
Okay,
forget that
yeah.
one exists all the time too. So
Exactly. And like Treehouse of Horror 7, you have the really good Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace with Groundskeeper Willie. You have the fucking
yeah.
3D Homer. And then you have the ones where logos attack the town, which is also kind of whatever. Like, usually, even if you have two good segments, you have a third one that's like not bad, even just, the dud segment.
Right.
Then you have Treehouse of Horror 2, which it's a classic era episode, but none of the segments are actually that great.
Whoa. Oh,
you got
let
the
me see
dud.
which one that one is.
Yeah, these are maybe not some of the best ones ever.
I
Oh no,
liked
the Monkey Paw one's pretty funny.
I liked the Twilight Zone one with Bart being psychic the most personally, but I don't know. It's like it feels like a weirdly weak episode by classic Simpsons standards to me.
It's fair.
I could see that.
I think the
You're entitled.
I think the Monkey Paws one just has a lot of fun like visual gags. Like I think about like there's like I'm trying to find. It's don't have a mammogram,
Yeah.
man. That's
I
like
do
so
love the
good.
bit with just all the Simpsons merchandising
It's
commentary.
like, man, smart. The woman is smarter. Man, smart. There's a lot of good jokes in that one, but yeah, no,
Again.
Chess is a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've been having even the bad one. Then there's like just the handful of segments where I'm like, I wish it was just a little bit better.
Uh-huh.
The one that stands out to me most in that category is the War of the Worlds parody, which I think was really close to being like an absolute banger, but it's kind of just middle of the road to me.
Right. Yeah. I think for me, even in a lot of the weaker ones, I think it's just a fun.
Oh yeah, like that's the
Tradition.
thing. I
Like-
like even a bad Treehouse of Horror episode, you still get like fun and unique visuals and situations and shit. Like they're rarely boring episodes.
Yeah.
Seep, did you watch or play anything this week?
The past 7 days since our last episode.
Yeah.
Let me think. Did we watch anything together?
We did together. Ooh.
I watched 2 movies. Oh, I watched Joker
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say you said like 2 movies in theaters, didn't you?
I did see 2 movies in the theater this week.
What you think of
Yeah.
the Joker?
I don't know. I mean, people have talked about. It's been a hot topic. The second Joker movie. I didn't dislike it, honestly. I'd seen the first one around when it came out. Didn't really rewatch it then. I guess my general thoughts on Joker is, it is kind of derivative. I think like I can see the ways. where it's a little, I guess, shallow. I think.
Mm.
Like I kind of agree with a lot of the criticisms where it's just kind of like, society is bad, society is down on people.
Society.
Yeah, it's basically we live in a society. The movie, like the Joker, just lives like a comedically tragic life, and everything goes wrong for him.
Me too.
And it doesn't. They are weird as like movies about the Joker from Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I haven't in either of them like at all.
Yeah.
There's a scene in there's a scene in the first one where he goes up, like the Wayne family is a big. It's kind of about like the class divide. Like Batman's dad is like a rich guy
Okay.
or something. So there's a scene where Joker goes up to the Wayne Manor, and he meets like little Bruce Wayne as a child.
Oh my god.
And then the only thing I remember him doing to him, he just puts his fingers on his mouth to make him smile. I remember that.
And
was
then
like
the
a
Teen
scene.
Titans come up and shove his parents into the alleyway.
You're gonna laugh. That is how the movie ends.
What? The Teen Titans go?
No. It ends the riots that were inspired by Joker getting arrested.
Okay.
Cause Batman's parents to get shot
Okay.
in
Well,
the alleyway.
that makes a bit more sense. Now I'm upset it isn't the Teen Titans go though.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if I have much to say about Joker
we could
2.
have had Beast Boy go. We live in a crack-a-lackin' society.
They could have had him like dancing down the stairs.
That would have been awesome.
The Teen Titans go dancing down the Joker's stairs would have been awesome. Wait.
It would have been.
Is Teen Titans Go still going on?
It's on its
Yes.
400th episode. Just got its 400th episode.
It's the longest running DC cartoon because of that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't hate it as much as other people because there's kind of like, I don't know. Part of the commentary I think is about how a big part of this is like a boring discussion. I'm talking about Joker 2. It's like mostly a courtroom drama, honestly.
Okay.
So a lot of it's about how, how the not the media, but I guess the masses, how they sensationalize
Wait,
like,
hold
tragedy.
on. Seep.
Yeah.
Is Joker not ethically consuming media in this movie?
Well, I think Joker's fans are not ethically consuming media. It's all about how. So the Joker kills like 7 people or whatever in the first movie, and he goes to jail for it. In this movie, he's in jail and he's going to these court hearings, but he's developed like a big cult following, basically, of people who cheer his name. And basically the message is like all of his followers and his fans, they don't really care about him. They just care about, I guess, the symbol of the Joker that he's able to represent. And the moment he decides he doesn't want that anymore, they kind of turn on him. I feel like that is like kind of interesting. Like that's something that's kind of relevant to a lot of modern discourse, I feel, about like, I don't know, you have like internet personalities and such, people who they get a lot of attention just for like a persona they've built, but then people don't actually really care about the actual person behind that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there could be something there. I think that is very true. That like people like having, I guess, a literal clown, right, to like laugh at online.
Yeah.
Like they don't care about maybe the consequences of like the person they're encouraging or laughing at or like kind of teasing or like pushing to their limit. I think that is a very real thing. Maybe just the Joker 2 movie wasn't the movie to talk about that.
Yeah, because it's also paired with sort of a meta commentary, because in universe they've made a Joker movie
That's kind of funny.
based on the events in the first Joker. So they're kind of, sometimes they talk about the Joker movie. Like Harley Quinn, played by Lady Gaga, is like, I saw the Joker movie and I loved it. I loved you in the Joker movie. So I think a lot of people, that turned a lot of people off, because it's kind of like, it's kind of making commentary about the reception to the first movie in a way. So there's that aspect of it. And I think that's a little less interesting than, I guess, the commentary on, like, I don't know, how society treats public figures.
Uh,
Because I don't know, the whole like Joker controversy of the first movie feels like so far away now.
right,
Like, do you
yeah.
remember, like,
I don't even
people were, like,
remember what all the controversy was about.
it was like people are scared it was like an incel movie, and that like people were gonna
Right.
they had enhanced security at the theaters because they thought people were gonna like shoot them up,
Right,
like plant
yeah.
bombs in the theaters or something.
That never happened.
But yeah, just Joker. Would I describe Joker 2 as the anti-Joker? I guess I kind of would. Because they do. I mean, Joker spoilers, Joker 2 spoilers.
I don't care. It's
Um,
fine. I think I'll live.
This movie's about to be on digital soon because nobody really watched it. They do make a point to show that this Joker is not the actual real Joker. Like the real Joker would be, I don't know, they do this thing where they show who the real Joker is going to be. Someone who was inspired by the story of the Joker. So in that way, neither of the movies were really about the true Joker.
You think they
I don't
did?
know.
Do you think they did that partially because people were complaining about it, like online? Like he's not like the real Joker. Where's his pies?
It kind of does feel like that.
I-
I don't know. I don't know who that was really meant to please.
Honestly,
Maybe that was the grand plan all along. I don't know.
feel like in a way this is them like playing into the mythos of like Joker being like a person you now ensure is like the same Joker. I mean, they do done this thing where like there's more than one Joker.
Anyone can wear the mask.
Right.
Anyone can wear the clown makeup.
Yeah,
and, like, on the top of that,
Anyone
there's
can dance
also-
on the Joker stairs.
Yeah, yes, they have.
True.
There's also the fact that like, what was it? I think this is also ways of like justifying like if they want to do another Joker movie
Well,
with the same crew,
Yeah.
this is how they do it. And like to also explain why, like because it also like the people would say like, but this Joker's too old to be the Joker that fights Batman.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why it doesn't exactly line up. Like, it just doesn't feel like the same character. Like, the Joker in the Joker movies is like a really just sad, disturbed individual. Like, he's not really. He doesn't have a lot of good scenes where he's, I don't know, being like a mastermind of crime or anything.
see, Blue wants to know if she should see Joker too.
You can see it next week when it comes out on digital, maybe.
You can watch it with all your
I mean,
friends.
Lou's a big musical fan. It does kind of drag as a musical. There's not really any original songs. It doesn't even end with the Joker popping out of the Warner Brothers logo saying "That's all, folks." They started with the Looney Tunes cartoon. But yeah. The other movie I watched was The Substance, which is a really scary movie. That is like really good. I really loved it.
Okay.
If you like scary movies, that movie's still in theaters. It came out a month ago, but the screening I went to, there was a lot of groups of people there.
I imagine they kept it in theaters for Halloween, probably.
Yeah, it seems like one of those like word of mouth movies where like you see it and you go like, "Oh, this movie is so crazy, you gotta watch it." And it's kind of steadily been gaining attention that way, I imagine. That one's really good. If you like scary Halloween movies, if you're looking for something scary to watch in theaters, that's genuinely like really, that's not like a PG-13 like made for teenagers like low budget Blumhouse movie.
our
like this
new
movie
favorite AI company.
Yes, our new favorite AI. If you don't want to watch an AI generated movie, The Substance, I think is what you're looking for. It has a lot of great. It's got a great like story. It's one of those horror movies that it's got like this there's like the subtextual metaphor element to it,
Right.
which is pretty obvious. But aside from that, it's just like a really cool concept. There's a lot of great effects in this movie. A lot of it's practical. There's a lot of like
Yay.
insanely impressive prosthetics.
Oh, it's practical back, baby? Is it between this and Beetlejuice 2? Are we coming back?
I think Practical's making a comeback. It's a very this movie has a lot of like the substance has a lot of the thing like effects in it. I think there's a lot of body horror stuff. Genuinely a lot of skin crawly moments. But no, by the end it all really pays off. Like it's kind of a long movie. Like I think it's over 2 hours. But I was honestly hooked into it the whole time. Like I don't know if I felt like that during a movie in a while where just like beginning to end, I was just really curious to see what happens. Because I couldn't exactly predict how far it would go. I could see a version of this movie with maybe like less ambition or a lower budget where they kind of cheap out on the ending. Not cheap out, but just don't go as far. This movie, I won't spoil what happens, but it goes as far as it possibly can with its concept, and it just kind of gets really insane. Like the last 30, it's one of those movies where like the last 30 minutes are just it just keeps escalating, and it's just so ridiculous and unbelievable, but just so well executed. I really loved it.
You know, real quick, it's kind of funny of the three of us, like you, me, and Rosa. I feel like if some people knew us on a surface level, they might not think this, but you two are both really into horror, and I'm not the one that's really into horror, which is kind of funny because he seems like the silly cartoon guy. Rosa, I guess Rosa attracts a bit more because she's like a disturbed individual. Yeah. But I'm the odd one out. I don't hate horror, but like somebody's like asked me if I want to watch it because maybe I can be a bit squeamish, but most of the time when I'm there, I'm fine though.
I also want to say I've also been looking more punk like as a recent year, so
you're punking out. Yeah,
yeah,
no, I like horror. I mean, sometimes a good horror movie can be a little bit of a cartoon.
I definitely like gothic, like kind of weird stuff for sure. I do have to push people more for horror because I can't get a bit squeamish, admittedly sometimes. But like if you sit me down and like show me a horror movie, I'll usually enjoy it. I just gotta be pushed a bit more to be like I got like a friend with me in the room.
My favorite horror movies are the ones that are either just like really over the top and crazy, like Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
Or like creature movies like Gremlins or
I love Gremlins.
I'd consider like the Chucky movies like creature movies.
I'd probably like Chucky if I saw it.
I think you should see those. Those movies are largely like they're kind of funny. He becomes just kind of like a muppety, kind of funny character.
I did see Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We watched that in a Discord call once, and I liked that one. That's the one where at the very end he just waves his
only like
chainsaw around.
Tangentially related, but since you brought me on to talk about SpongeBob, I feel like something like that shows up in the later seasons from time to time that I generally enjoy is when they do like their monster movie parodies. Like,
I feel
What's a
recent example?
The most recent I can immediately think of is Krabby Patty Creature Feature, which isn't even that recent. It's from season 11, but I remember really liking that one. There's a couple more in like season 8, which is a very boring season for the most part. It's the Chief Fublubber season, but
I just want to say about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love the freaking dinner table scene. It's an awesome scene where that whole horrible family's at the dinner table with their like corpse dad character. I think that's awesome.
I should see that movie. It's one of the only major slashers I haven't seen.
You'd probably like it. I think like it's got some of like that kind of wacky stuff that I think you were describing liking. And now that guy's in Fortnite, and he looks pretty bad in Fortnite.
He's not a looker.
His face. I don't think his face is even skin anymore.
No, they couldn't
It's not leathered.
They couldn't make him look like as fucked up as he actually does in the movie. So it just kind of it's a little pathetic looking. I need to like find what he looks like. It's a little sad looking. Oh, it's so bad. I look at it again. I just saw it. It's so bad.
Are you ready for the Goober Grove Fortnite crossover?
Yes. Yeah, I'll send in the voice text. I'll put on the screen.
Out Roscoe.
All right.
Here's what he looks like in Fortnite for all of you to see. That I'll put it on screen.
What?
Oh, that does look bad. I don't even know what he should usually look like, but that looks bad.
It might be time to accept not everything's adaptable to Fortnite's rated E. Like,
Why does he have like future of animation irises?
it's really
He looks
really
like a
not
Pajama
great.
Sam character.
It's really not great.
This is like this isn't Leatherface. This is like Burlap Face.
they got the Billy the Puppet this season too, and he's like a tall man, which is kind of funny.
That's funny.
That's more funny than this one, I think, which is just a little pathetic.
Yeah.
But you said earlier also about Evil Dead. I like Evil Dead a lot too.
Oh, yeah.
Groovy.
Groovy baby. Freaking Sam Raimi making the funniest freaking horror movies ever over here.
Oh yeah.
The
I love
third
it.
the third Evil Dead, I think in particular, is a movie I think every human being ever needs to see at some point. It's so just nonsense. It's great.
What
Yeah.
was the force chasing him? I have no idea.
It's just like
But there was a
fucking.
force.
It's like Looney Tunes cartoon scenes where like little versions of him start attacking him. It's just
Yeah.
it's just so nonsense. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a good mix, like having something really like bloody and freaky and scary.
Yeah.
Just playing into how absurd it can be. Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of those movies.
Freaking
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell is the only man who for the job for that movie. Nobody else could have been doing that, like actor wise. I didn't watch or play anything this week, but I gotta talk about a few things in Steep's topic. I think I like contributed like everything you guys had to say. Like I'm fine.
Wait, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about.
You always got 8 things. What is the other thing? We're
I-
nearing 3 hours. You gotta hurry this one up.
Or
Oh,
it's
boy.
Like, it was a short one. I saw a video. Apparently, they brought back Gruff McGruff to to warn against fentanyl.
McGruff the crime dog?
Yeah,
Scruff McGruff came back to warn us about fentanyl.
yeah.
When did this
You saw
happen?
this. Yeah, when
Like-
was this?
A good few months ago.
Okay, then what is it? Is this just
Like-
like something you witnessed in the last week? Something you observed with your senses? I want to side note there. I'm pretty sure I
Here's
saw
the thing,
someone like
Listen,
on the
I
screen.
saw it because I was
Wait!
watching like
Hold on, I found a picture of him on Instagram from his official account holding the pride flag. Wait, McGruff! Hold on! Go on, Rosa, sorry.
Serve.
I found it because I was watching the Brian Griffin and Gruff McGruff.
I don't forget to bark at it. Yeah, I know that one.
That's like really funny. He's still tacked in.
Our screen looks
It's
really
just
good.
watching
right now.
it. It's so like, wow, they brought him back to talk about the fentanyl crisis.
I found it, okay, yeah. On Facebook, from the Virginia Department of Emergency Management, McGruff the crime dog addresses fentanyl crisis.
Right.
This is literally the fucking Gwimbly joke. I'm just gonna say,
Right.
America has a fucking
was-
fentanyl crisis.
Right. I was gonna bring that up. That's why it's been killing me. It's like, and they really already did this. Like,
Why does he have like beautiful like future of animation like choppy frame rate like CGI animation in this?
What? They have stylized Spider-Verse animation?
Yeah, I'll link it.
yeah, they
I'll
gotta
link
warn
it.
us-
In the
They gotta warn
Yes,
us.
go to me.
yeah. Hold on. I'll put it in the Discord and YouTube chat. I can only find it on Facebook. I don't feel like digging for anywhere else.
Yeah, let's all watch this. Let's synchronize our watches, everybody, and
Just-
click on this video at the exact same time.
Just look at it. I'm not gonna turn the audio on, but you need to see it. It has like freaking modern, like beautiful future of animation, slightly choppy, holding on the poses
I got the
animation.
YouTube link.
I can post that too if people are on Facebook.
It borderline looks like
Computer
they just
is
did
just
like
being awful to me, and it doesn't want to do 2 things at once.
oh, you're missing out. It borderline looks like they just did like the blocking and didn't like keyframe everything.
That's kind of what it looks like. But like
Maybe it's a
but like
budgetary
the
thing.
but like the clothing like moves. Like you see like how the clothing
That
moves.
is true.
Like
Yeah.
somebody
It's got
thought
kind of
about
a
this.
plasticine texture to it. Maybe this is like a Lego movie-esque kind of like commitment to a style.
Someone needs to like post this video on Twitter and be like, "We need more like this."
As you show a man dying of fentanyl overdose in his home, his crackhead. More like this.
Here's the YouTube link for everyone. I might do that. Should I make that a start cast tweet? Should I download this whole video and just make that caption?
I don't know.
America has a fucking fentanyl crisis. Okay, we can take a few questions from the Discord now. If you're a YouTube member, you can ask questions. We have a channel for that. So look into that.
Whatever.
Okay, somebody asked about the Rayman news, and I forgot to even address that. That was Mush who asked about it. I feel like I'm the only one who might have anything to say on this, so I'll just say it right now.
What's the news?
Ubisoft is looking into Rayman projects. Includes remakes and
Exciting.
probably new games. And it's one of those things where, like, I feel like on a very surface level, I should be like, yay, yippee, a character I like is coming, like a series that means something to me is coming back that's been dormant for a bit, like a gaming series.
Right.
But they are bringing the series' original creator, Michel Ancel, back. And I'm shaky about that because during, like, that period of time, a lot of, like, big gaming people were getting laid off for companies for workplace management. He very suspiciously left Ubisoft around that time, and there was a lot of rumors about him not being a great person to work with, and in particular that he was a bit of a toxic workplace person, like he wasn't a good leader. And no, this is a bit hearsay. He said, she said. I don't know if this is ever like fully confirmed, but I know a lot about the developments of his games, and I could believe he is not a good like leader to like lead a position. I think from what I've read, I don't think he's a particularly good leader, and it's hard for me to get fully excited about a Rayman comeback without being able to think like, hey, is this guy gonna like behave like behind the scenes?
Right.
It's hard to think.
If anything, I wish when New Blood, like newer people, like we seen like the work on Mario plus Rabbits and like the way they brought back Rayman, and it's like, how come we haven't had the team do that instead? It's like,
Also, thank you, Mo Charlie, for joining
thank you.
the YouTube
It's-
membership. Yay.
It's like super tragic.
No,
Well,
Rayman
frustrating.
Rayman has been perfectly fine without him before. Rayman 3, which is a mainline Rayman game, was made completely without him. He just did like some minor supervision. The recent Mario plus Rabbids DLC with Rayman was done completely without him. So the series has before proven itself to not really need him.
Well, I think the Ubisoft's Empire of Evil
Yeah,
is a new conduit.
that really is just it, isn't it? Just like, of course, the Ubisoft was like, yeah, we can bring the workplace abuser guy back.
Yeah, bringing the soul back. I mean, does anyone feel like the soul in the Rayman series left when they got rid of all the workplace abuse, toxic work environments?
People might actually say that, depending on how they feel about Rayman 3. Not me, though. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
But
see.
yeah, I mean, I hope for the best for
I
the
hope
team.
he learned his lesson.
I really sorry. No, I hope the best for the team that's getting put on this. I hope things are good for them because I like Rayman a lot, obviously,
Mhm.
and I would like to see him come back in a good way. Ubisoft is not going to be around 2 years from now. That might even be true. They're looking to be like privately traded. So, but yeah, I don't know. There is also another rumor related to this about Rayman that Nintendo's like encouraging third-party developers to do like remakes for the Switch to like have games for original Switch owners as the Switch 2 comes out, and one of them is Rayman 3, which is interesting. That's my favorite Rayman, so I'd be cool if people got to check that one out a bit easier.
Wait, so is that why they listed like Nowcon to do like a game before that was cut out?
What?
I remember apparently Nintendo commissioned Nowcon to do a game but it fell through because Namcom is Namcom.
How long ago was this?
Namco?
This was recent. Yeah,
The
Uh,
Namco, like the Pac-Man people.
we talked about it a bit on the last. No, we didn't talk about how Namco is treating their workers, did we?
I don't think so.
No.
That might be part of this. I know there was like it was a lot of EA like they were asking. There was I'll have to find it at some point. It was like they specifically asked EA to like remake some more like Wii games they had, and then they like Rayman 3 from Ubisoft was like one of them they requested too. It was a lot of stuff that could.
Uh-huh.
It was like a lot of like GameCube and Wii like era games because those are the easiest to kind of touch up and port. Like, because they kind of still look good and like they're easiest. Like N64 require a lot of like shining up, but if you get like a GameCube game, you just like touch things up, it'll usually look fine still because like they're usually designed to be like that. And Rayman 3 was one of them, and that's neat. We should answer a Halloween question. Let's do this. Let's do these two together.
Oh, spooky Halloween question.
Okay. But here's 2 for 1. Well, what is your Halloween plans, and what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Aw.
Okay,
I
so
love
Halloween plans. I mean, as I said, I'm just doing the big Goober Grove Halloween special. I'm gonna be real. Half the reason I'm doing this is I want an excuse to dress up the characters in costumes.
Aw.
Just like Homestar.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I've been watching Homestar since before I was in kindergarten. And so I
No wonder
love
you're
how
so
they do
funny.
their annual Halloween specials with the fucking. And I was just like, I want to do that for Goober Grove. I want to give all my characters niche costumes no one will recognize. I mean,
funny.
knowing the audience who reads my comics and like the kinds of people will probably recognize the costumes, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Look, I'm tired. It's like
No, that's good. That's good.
part of the
Everyone look
reason I
forward-
haven't asked to be a guest yet is your usual recording time's just later than I'm usually
Sorry.
up.
We'll be
Yeah,
done
we-
soon.
we run for 3 hours.
It's okay. We're cool.
Also, real quick,
yeah.
I did find the list of the rumored like games Nintendo requested. It was various Wii and GameCube games from EA and Bandai Namco from like that was like it. And then from Ubisoft it was Splinter Cell Blacklist, Rayman 3, and Driver 1 and 2. So if you care about Splinter Cell or Driver 1 and 2, congrats. I imagine the My Sims is like among the EA games kind of situation.
Bloody friggin'
Nice.
If you care about Pac-Man World 2 and 3, I'm sorry.
Seep, you seem like
care about Klonoa.
Seep,
Yeah.
you seem like the type of guy who like has fun Halloweens. Like I think you like Halloween is the vibe I get. Do you have any fun Halloween plans this year, buddy?
I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite seasons. I mean, that's when my birthday is.
With the Decadon,
so
yes.
I've always associated this month with fun activities
With joy.
and toys.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I love Halloween. I just don't have like plans. I never get out of the house.
yeah, that's fair. I'm going to the Universal Studios like
Ooh.
Halloween thing
Ooh.
in a couple days actually.
Hope you have
this
fun with
weekend.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been a few times. I haven't been in a while. But I really wanted to go again because they brought back Chucky to Universal. I love that little doll man Chucky. And I don't know what the thing they have him for this year is exactly. I know in previous years, like one of them they had was like this terrible. I gotta find a video of it because they had this Chucky like hand puppet, this Muppety Chucky hand puppet where it's like House of Insults or something, where basically you'd go in the room and he'd just like sit up high on a perch like Statler and Waldorf and he'd just insult the audio.
That's pretty good.
He'd insult the audience the entire time.
But what about the audio?
The audio, the audio's fine. Here's like a video of it just to look at him. He looks really like funny in this. He's got like a Fozzie Bear hand too. It's like
I can tell by
the
the
glow.
thumbnail already. Yeah.
Yeah.
From the YouTube chat.
Blood?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be anything like that. I kind of hope it is because I just think that those videos are so hilarious. It's just some guy like, just roasting the audience basically. But no, yeah, I'm. That's basically my biggest plan for Halloween.
Where's the YouTube, like the TikTok or whatever? It's like Halloween at Disney, and like they go boo. It's like, oh, sorry, did I scare you? I'm so sorry. How's the family? And then Halloween Horror Nights like, I'm gonna cut your dick off.
That's basically, yeah, that's accurate. They'll have people like literally like chase you down.
That's
sometimes,
awesome.
just randomly.
Do they have like a note like, you gotta be careful of those kids here though, dude. Like don't chase like the 4-year-old the knife. Go chase
Probably.
go chase the dad.
I do think they're definitely not allowed to touch you. I think that's a big thing. Like, and you can't touch them either. Big no. Yeah,
It's like
my
what
favorite
Sonic
Halloween
said.
candy though. Like what?
Like what Sonic said.
Yeah, that's no good. I really like Reese's peanut butter cups. I like freezing them and eating them too. That's one of my
Nice.
favorite activities.
I'm just trying to think of my favorite Halloween candy because, like, I really love peppermint patties, but those don't feel like a Halloween candy to me. Does that make sense at all?
I get it. I think all candy is acceptable to deliver on Halloween, but there are some
Yeah,
that you
like,
associate
It is.
more
It's
with
just
holiday.
that one in particular feels wrong as a Halloween candy for some
It-
reason, even though it's like
it-
my
it's-
favorite.
It's a little more prestige, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? I mean, I know you scare easily.
Yeah. I mean, real quick, a Halloween candy. I can answer that. I'm an adult, and I've kind of like my candy era is slowly fading away.
Oh.
As an adult, I just tend to like Milky Ways and like Three Musketeers. Like if I need like a candy,
Yeah.
it'll be like one of those.
Are like my other answers.
But as a kid, my favorite candy to get as a kid on Halloween was like gummy eyeballs, because like you could only get those like at Halloween. So I thought they were like
Ooh.
special, like this little gummy
I got
eyeballs.
a bag of those for my birthday.
Oh, that's fun.
That's epic.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, is that it? Is that all you have?
But Halloween plans. I mean, probably just do whatever Lou wants to do. Honestly, Lou probably has plans.
Yeah.
Like if I'm invited, I'll probably just go with her.
Look around your neighborhood. There's probably some local, like, I don't know, people putting up decorations. Maybe you can get
Yeah,
candy.
I specifically like my stream schedule lines up with Halloween this year, but I did decide not to do a stream that day because like I thought we'd probably end up doing something that day.
What if Lou's just like, no, I have no plans?
I'd be surprised. She also likes
Okay.
Halloween. She probably would like want to watch a movie or something at the least.
You should buy like a big, like, epic, like, costume, like a frog suit or something.
I don't know where to work.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Rosa, what about you? Do you have any Halloween plans and candies?
One of the things I wanted to do was dress up as Rosa Pokemon.
Okay.
I don't
Oh.
have much plans on like going out anywhere specifically. Maybe the day after Halloween definitely, because on Halloween I had to go to the doctor.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
Oh, that's scary.
yeah. But if everything goes well, I get the proggies. So,
The
but
Awesome.
other than that, I had to be cleaning my house to prepare for
Oh.
like friends coming to visit to stay for the night. We're gonna be out all day the next day, so
Ooh.
yeah. But like expect some art for Halloween, and there's a project I've been working on with the help of some friends over at Luscious Server, and you'll be seeing it soon.
Say
So,
what?
Oh
for
yeah,
the
Halloween
Yeah.
art.
Halloween art and a special stream. If you know
Oh,
where to look,
nice.
you'll see the work me and the others did. So be in for a fun Halloween event.
What's that shit you guys say every stream? Happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! I stopped saying that for a bit because it stopped being funny, and it's like perfectly timed. I'm like that fucking kid that's like trick or treat, and then Halloween comes like Merry Christmas.
What is this even from? Like the Happy Halloween, everybody? Is it from something, or is it just like you're just?
Yeah. I saw like the ending to like a Smiley Friends episode, and he's like, "Happy
Oh,
Halloween! Happy
okay.
Halloween!"
Yeah, I know now. Pim says that. Okay.
Yeah, and it's also a bit of like a reference to like Chainsaw Man with one of the sexy lesbian demons.
Okay.
What?
Uh,
Does that happen?
one more thing before we just end the show. I just want to. It's not like a major thing. I just want to say real quick. We were playing Mario Party the other day, and Lou told us about the recent episode of Solar Opposites.
Oh my god.
where the C plot of the episode is they'd like throw an intervention for someone, and I just want everyone to know about this because I think you'd all love it. You learn the person they're throwing an intervention for is Super Mario, and it is just Mario. Like it's like Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Peach, Yoshi, and Birdo are like all like an intervention for Mario, and you only see their feet. It's just so like funny to me. And like Birdo speaks, and she just goes Birdo, Birdo, Birdo.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that one's like really funny because they don't like they just say they just say like, oh, it's our special celebrity friends, we're bringing them over to like do an intervention.
Yeah.
And you just see there's not even like a huge reveal. You just kind of like you just see like, oh, it just happens to be Mario and friends, and that's their like celebrity friend.
It's really funny. Like
It's really funny. They're like completely on model, but you only see them from like the knees down.
yeah.
That's a
What are
funny
you-
show. That's
what
another
are
show
you
with a
in for?
Halloween special that released recently.
That one's that one's funny because like you could tell like younger people are writing it because they reference Superstar Saga, and if it was like a 40-year-old man,
That's right.
they would just reference like the first Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Birdo, Birdo, Birdo.
It's just really funny. She just goes Birdo, Birdo, Birdo. That was the same night you were
Yeah.
doing your damn Winnie the Pooh voice for Spike, and it kept making me laugh.
I can't. I don't want it. Everyone kept saying my poo voice sounded too sultry. I didn't know how to fix it.
How is the new Mario Party anyway? I'm wondering if I should get it.
Well, Spike,
Do
can
like
you
pulling your friends?
Spike, can you tell us how you think of it?
Oh, bother, if you want to see. I've had so much fun in this new installment in the Super Mario Party franchise. I think you'd have a great time playing as me, Spike. The turtle thing. Oh, please let me win. Oh, bother.
I think that's a good note to end on. Thank you, Spike.
Okay. Yeah.
Jasmine, do you have anything you want to
Thanks.
promote before we end the show?
Goobergrove.com. Look, I have to plug my webcomic. It's the only thing I have. It's
Ryan,
what
link
I-
goobergrove.com in chat.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'll link
No.
goobergrove.com.
Goober
No,
Grove.
is there- I-
Yuri
I'm just
in
gonna
Goober Grove.
Send it in like the
Now, is there Yuri in Goober Grove?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about this earlier. This is so I was thinking of hold on, let me grab what I was drawing up. I don't want to extend this too much longer.
I mean, it's your time now.
Yeah.
I don't work
We
tomorrow.
got all day.
So,
Yeah.
you know those like format neutral rebel chart thing?
Yeah.
I was
What?
thinking of one of those for Yuri manga. Like
Oh,
this.
Yeah. Okay.
And I feel like Goober Grove goes exactly in the middle.
Okay, I'll put this on the screen at the end.
Format neutral, Yuri neutral.
Yes.
Is Goober Grove. So that's your shining endorsement of your webcomic there.
Bottom right corner is Finding Dory for reference.
Bottom right corner is Finding Dory. That's just, I don't know. Of all things, Finding, I don't know. Something about the fact it was Finding Dory really got to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's why I picked it. I mean, it's not on this image. I'll leave it to the rest of you to fill out, but
Awesome.
All right.
thank you for being our special guest today here,
thank
Jasmine.
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
that
you
was
for
fun.
having me. I'm sorry I didn't have a ton to say about a lot of the topics. It's just kind of like, oh, but
Tell us
it was nice
SpongeBob.
to be here. I had fun. I had a good time.
Oh, you were great. You're great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were great. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I need
Uh,
to reread a lot of Goober Grove to be able to properly catch up.
I'd say you can just reread the whole thing. It probably shouldn't take you too long.
course.
Like,
This was my plan. And it's like, wow, I
nice.
gotta reread it.
All right.
Hell
I
yeah.
missed off you, so it's like, oh, you know what?
do you have an
Time to reread
extra scary note to end us out on, Ryan?
The election's in 2 weeks. Good night, everyone.